and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $27 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-589-5599. That's 800-589-5599. 800-589-5599. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials, or price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Slider Man, Slider Man. We make your patio door slide like new, slide like new, Slider Man. This is our mission, to put your sliding glass door back in the top condition, Slider Man. We make your patio door slide like new, slide like new, Slider Man.
Call Slider Man toll free, 866-594-1969.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Southwest Florida's
this Wink
news leader.
Update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
This is Corey Lazar with Wink News. The governor of New York State is considering having you quarantine if you fly to New York. This comes as coronavirus cases in Florida are on the rise. And now there's no quarantine requirement yet. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said he was advised to make a move like this, but he has not made a decision just yet. The Cape Coral woman accused of stabbing her mother to death was in court Thursday. A judge ordered Mariah Kelly no contact with her family and held on a $250,000 bond. Kelly told police the two got into an argument in the kitchen while doing dishes, and she stabbed her mother in the chest with a knife. The one-day-a-week watering restrictions ending today in Lee County. The South Florida Water Management District says over the last few weeks we received enough rain to replenish our water supply. Any city watering restrictions still apply. A memorial service is scheduled for Monday in LaBelle for FWC officer Julian Keene, who was shot and killed last weekend. Visitation and funeral will be Saturday, June 27th in Immokalee. A new coronavirus site opening up in Fort Myers today. It's at the Roberto Clemente Park. Starting at 9 a.m., testing is available for anyone over the age of 18. Charlotte County will not have to pay back funds for Hurricane Charlie. Last year, FEMA asked the county to repay overpaid money from the hurricane. The county tells us it resolved the issue and closed out all claims from the storm. Now, Charlotte is waiting for more than $1.3 million from FEMA since the agency withheld payments for other disasters. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Good morning, everybody. I think I want to stand today. I don't know. Maybe partially during the show. Here's the show before the show, and you get to see what's going on. I'm just adjusting my camera because, like I said, I think I feel like standing today. I don't know. Not really sure. Got my this shirt looks better on the camera than it does in person. You know, I look better on the camera than in person. That's not even true. It's both are bad. All right. Anyway, good morning. Just like I said, checking everything out. Coming up later on this morning, Representative Congressman Michael Waltz is going to join us. We'll talk about some of the things that are happening in D.C. Hey, everybody. The gator chop now is racist. How about that? And that's gone. I love the way the AP story talks about it because of its history. So does that mean that the gators? See, you have to help me with this because I don't know enough about the gator chop. I mean, I know about the gator chop, but I don't know enough about the history of the gator chop. I was always under the assumption that it was symbolic because you're gators and a chop, and it's a gator's mouth that this is. It doesn't have anything to do with any racist history. Like I don't think that. I mean, is that what they did? Did when the Gators thought about doing this, the team, the University of Florida, they said, hey, let's take something that's unbelievably racist and make it part of our sports teams and our identity as a college. I don't think so. So I'm just trying to put it all together. And maybe you can help me this morning. So get ready to call or comment or text. Okay, let's see. Good morning, Bill. Bill's here and Judy's here. Judy's here with hi. So there you go. And Jake's right there. Jake's pacing around already. He's excited because it's Jake Day. It is Jake Day. and it's almost the beginning of the weekend. And so, so I think I'm going to stand for a little while today. And then, of course, somewhere during the show, I'll be manipulating the screen once again. All right, everybody. We'll be back in just a minute.
And get up to $200 off mattress orders.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Do you feel like you're the forgotten person in this great country, working hard all your life and contributing to this country's greatness, but taken for granted by our politicians' quest for voters? Using their slogan, more taxes will set you free. At Stevie's, you are not forgotten. We love our customers and never want them to feel forgotten. We deliver the value you deserve with our food, service, and pricing. Making our customers feel special is our happiness. As the owner of Stevie Tomatoes, we cater to the forgotten person. Those of you who go about every day doing what it takes for them and their family while contributing to this country's greatness, its culture and values. I personally invite you to allow us to be a small part of what makes you feel special, and we promise to obtain your complete satisfaction. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come.
News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the phone number and the text line. A day that I feel like standing up. You can witness that if you're following us on Facebook at 925 Fox News. You can watch, and of course, streaming live each and every day on YouTube, on the YouTubes. And I'm looking at my. I look rough today. I don't know. That's all right. Please subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. There's Jake the Millennial, who's ready because it's Jake Day. Look at him. He's posing. What are you doing there? You're stretching. You're posing. You're making all kinds of strange faces. It's.
Are you talking to me? I didn't see you there.
Oh, I didn't see you standing there. Yeah. Okay, great. That's fantastic. All right, a couple of things we're going to talk about this morning. Trying to follow some of the state stories here, trying to follow along with this one. The University of Florida ends the Gator bait cheer because of racism. This, according to the Associated Press. The university also requires students, faculty, and staff to undergo racial bias training. So they're all going to be trained to this racial bias training. So, I mean, nothing Orwellian or strange about that. Racial bias training. So the assumption is that every student, every faculty and staff is, and so they have to be trained not to be, or I don't know what that looks like. I also am trying to understand how this happened, because I don't understand what the Gator bait cheer, how it started. The genesis, and maybe some of you Gator fans out there know. Was the genesis of the chomp? The gator.
I'm pretty sure it's just because when gators bite down on their prey, they chomp on them.
Right.
Sees how our mascot is a gator. We do that to show that the opposing team is our prey.
You said we. Are you a gator?
Oh man, my mom gave birth to me in a Florida gator nightgown. So
Wait.
I was born into it.
Your mother gave birth to you, and she was wearing a Florida Gators nightgown?
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that. All right, that's a little Jake trivia on this Jake Day. That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, and so the whole idea I thought was, the gator chop, and had to do with the gators and the jaws and the mouth of the gator, and we're gonna get you, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
And that was it. But now that's over. And the Florida president, Kent Fuchs, said in a letter to the university's faculty, students, and staff that the cheer has a, quote, horrific, historic, racist imagery involving African-American people, especially children, being used as bait for alligators. Accordingly, university athletics and the Gator Band will discontinue the use of the cheer. Did you just discover that this year? So all of this time, it wasn't a horrific, historic, racist imagery. It wasn't anything about that. It was something completely different. But this year, today, as we are sitting here right now on this date, on this June 19th, it's bad. I'm just trying to follow along. If that's the case, if that's what this was about, if the genesis of the gator bait chomp started this way, if it was racially motivated, if there were people that when the University of Florida was formed in whatever year that was, they sat and said, what's the most racist thing that we could possibly do that's related to a gator, and make that what we do when our sports teams come out. If that's what they did, then by all means, we need to put an end to that. If it wasn't anything like that, then can we talk? I'm just asking. I don't know. I do not know. The history of what we're being told has happened and what was going on in the 1920s. Time magazine published a story about some of the atrocities that were committed back then, and what was described in this letter to the faculty, and horrific, awful. A history that we hate to think about and see, and even believe that it actually happened, and the stories of the time. But I'm just asking, is that related specifically to this? I don't know. And the steps that will be taken. So we'll get into some more of those details coming up, and your thoughts. 239-479-5592. One of the other things I'm keeping an eye on this morning is how some of the major headlines out there, even Wink News, I think, opens up their news report this morning here on this station. New York considers imposing quarantine order on Florida travelers. The governor of the state of New York is now going to impose quarantine orders on you if you're going to travel to New York. Yeah. There's no politics involved in this at all, right? There's no gotcha trying to be made by the governor of the state of New York. That's not what this is about at all, right? This is all a product of what we are being fed each and every day, everybody, and that is this huge spike in cases in the state. We're going to have to get holds back up again. There are states that are having a jump in coronavirus cases, that there is word now that some of the governors of these states are contemplating doing it again, having again lockdowns, having you go back and shelter at home because we have to put a stop to this, as if this is not going to be the norm. You don't think that there are going to be spikes? The amount of tests we're doing right now, again, I can't emphasize this enough. And I'm so glad that there are others that are repeating some of the things that I have thought about and I've said, and it's not just me. But you cannot, again, look at the amount of cases that are coming up, especially when you have more and more ability across the board to get these free tests, these COVID tests. Of course, there are going to be spikes in cases. And in some instances, I'm concerned, and I've heard from others, that there are cases that are being multiplied, tripled. In other words, one facility will tell you that they need to have a test, that you need to take a test. And then you end up going to another place that says you have to have a test instead of using the last test that already showed that maybe you tested positive. And then another one, someplace else, that is asking for the same test, even though you've been tested twice already. And all three of those will be considered as three separate tests, as opposed to one person, one test proves it. No, and conversely, the same thing happens. I've been tested, I'm fine. Well, you have to be tested again. And you have to be tested again. And it's not about the cases. It's about hospitalizations at this point. How many people are actually dying right now? Is there a huge, ginormous spike and uptick in deaths? Is there a ginormous, huge uptick in hospitalizations? And the answer is no. There is not. Was it Zero Hedge had this story that they were talking about? What spike? Hospitalization data show no indication of a second wave. Are we on the verge of a second wave of a coronavirus infection? Is there a spike in infections in states that reopened first? So here you go. As more people are tested and retested for the virus, more results will come back positive, with the current number of confirmed cases exceeding 2 million in the U.S. But if we know anything, it's that the increases in the number of confirmed cases do not accurately convey how quickly and widely the virus is spreading. Antibody tests and even the examination of sewage in some cities suggest that the number of infections is likely much higher than the number of confirmed cases. So you may be tested, and you may be tested as positive, but you don't have symptoms. Antibody tests, you tested positive, you had it, but you don't have it now. On the other side, some of the confirmed cases are double counted. Some states partly because both antibody and active virus tests are being counted separately, but then combined in the total number of cases. While the antibody tests have been criticized for their false positive rate, another criticism has been the antibody studies can underreport infection rates because they are not sensitive enough to detect a past mild infection. Overall, because the bulk of testing is focused on people who are the sickest and who face the greatest exposure, it seems reasonable to conclude that the true number of U.S. infections is substantially higher than the reported figure, but an attempt to estimate the true number of infections would be little better than a guess. In other words, could there be more? Could we actually start to see an uptick in cases even moving forward past this month? Yeah, we can. Is it because some numbers are being doubled, counted separately, but then combined in the total number? People tested twice? Yeah. And I don't want to give you all the details, but I can tell you personally, I have talked to someone who is scratching their head about the way that a test for a loved one was conducted in such a way that one place didn't care about a test being done, another place didn't care about the last person that did the test the same day, and then another individual who wanted a test again, even though 2 tests had already been done a week later. Now, you might be saying, well, that's the whole idea. It's the time period, the day to day, week to week, minute to minute, second to second. But at the same time, you have examples, confirmed cases that are double counted, partly because both the antibody and active virus tests are being counted separately, but then combined in the total number. But nothing to see here. We need to keep Floridians now out of New York. And when the governor says it, right, didn't he say that, what was it, yesterday? With a little smirk on his face.
You had to quarantine for 2 weeks because they were afraid that New Yorkers were bringing the virus to their state.
Yep, that is true.
Fast forward 100 days.
Oh.
Now we're afraid they're bringing the virus to our state.
Oh, yeah, we're afraid that you're going to bring it to... Really? Is that right? This coming from a governor who has quite the nerve to bring that up, being that a lot of the cases that were happening and the deaths that were happening in his state were a result of his policies. Yeah. Remember, it was the same governor who was saying, look, he wasn't responsible for any of those deaths, right? When was asked, was it Good Morning America when they asked the question?
New Yorkers who died did not die because we failed them.
No.
We got them a hospital bed. We got them a ventilator. I wish no one died, but that's beyond our control.
Yeah, no, it was right in your control. It was exactly in your control, and you decided that your control was going to be that if somebody tested positive for COVID, that they were going to have to go back to that nursing home, and thus you could have prevented some deaths from happening, but you didn't because you had a different policy in mind. So that same governor is now going to say, yeah, hey, Floridians, you guys want to move up here? You're going to love this place. We got police officers that may or may not want to work because, we may or may not support them. We got something going on with taxes. Let me tell you something. You get a lot for what you pay for. Oh, the taxes. Listen, you come this way. I'm telling you. Wait till you see the services. Look, and I can say that because I know, because my family still lives there. So I know what's going on there each and every day. And this, again, coming from the governor of the state of New York, who wants everybody to believe in that same interview on Good Morning America this.
We knew in January that China had the virus. We must have known, whoever in the federal government watches this, if the virus is in China, didn't someone expect that the virus was going to get on a plane and travel?
Yeah, they actually did. That's why the president in January knew this all along and stopped travel to China. But then he kind of flips it and makes it sound like he didn't know what he was doing, right?
The president didn't enact the European travel ban till mid-March.
Yeah, the European travel till mid-March. But he just admitted at the beginning that the virus was there in China and began in China, which I don't even know you're allowed to say. And he stopped travel in January from China. And he just said that. So, yeah. But that's the same governor that we're supposed to look at and say, he's right. I mean, all you Floridians, this uptick in the cases here in the state of Florida, you got to stay away. With 14-day quarantine, you fly into New York, you're going to have to... Remember what you guys did to us? Yeah, we're going to get to do that to you now again. Really? Okay. That's the kind of games we're going to play. One governor cared about it at a peak, and in the uptick in the state of Florida, and what could have possibly happened at that moment in time when there was a lot of concern about the availability of hospital beds and ICUs and ventilators and the like, and there was a real genuine concern. And this governor now, who is playing politics, is going to play games because he gets to score points with the left. Yeah, no. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, streaming live on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel. Just go to YouTube, type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and yes, subscribe. We appreciate that. All right, traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Kent.
Good Friday morning. Traffic is already slowing down in Estero on US 41 heading south towards Corkscrew. Also, the normal slowdown on Estero Parkway west of Three Oaks. If you're heading west of Three Oaks, just stick to Corkscrew. That's going to be your fastest option. And Fort Myers, traffic pretty good right now, other than normal slowdowns on Daniels Parkway heading east of Fiddlesticks towards I-75. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
88 degrees for your Friday, 91 Saturday, 92 for your Father's Day, as we're going to have to factor in more rounds of our off and on scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This Fox Business Report is presented by Gulf Shore Business Magazine, online at gulfshorebusiness.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report. On Wall Street, we saw the Dow down Thursday by about 40 points, the S&P up 2, the Nasdaq up by 32. Subway says its franchise owners will be hiring 50,000 workers across North America. McDonald's expects to hire 260,000 employees in the U.S. this summer. Now, both companies say they have new coronavirus safety guidelines in place for those employees. The Mistwood Golf Club in suburban Chicago usually hosts weddings and other big events, but not during this pandemic. So the club's Jim Kalkus has turned their massive parking lot into a drive-in movie.
We have an empty lot. We have a giant movie screen, 33 feet tall, so why not use it?
And the kids are liking it.
I think it's fun because, it feels like we're not in quarantine anymore, so it'd be kind of fun.
That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
You're more focused than ever on keeping your employees and customers safe. Cintas has the products and services you need to feel prepared. Our Cintas technicians can apply our disinfectant and sanitizer spray throughout your facility. Our Ultra Clean service for restrooms uses a sanitizer effective against certain germs, bacteria, and viruses. And we'll help you stay well-stocked with hand sanitizer, face masks, and essential PPE. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
I'm Mike Gillimbardo. I'm running to represent you in Florida's House of Representatives. I grew up right here in Cape Coral. It's where I went to school, learned to play football, and it's the place I called home while fighting in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Now, it's where I'm raising my family and operating my businesses. President Trump and our freedoms are under attack, and we need strong conservatives in Tallahassee. I fought for you on the battlefield. Now I'm ready to fight for you in Florida's capital. My faith in God and belief in individual liberties have always been a guiding force in my life. Whether on the battlefields of Iraq or fighting for our conservative values at home, I'm passionate about protecting our way of life. My name is Mike Gillimbardo. I'm a husband, father, combat veteran, and business owner. I'm running for the Florida House to fight for our Constitution, to defend our borders, and to stand with President Donald Trump to rebuild the greatest economy in the history of our nation. I'm Mike Gillimbardo, and I'm asking for your vote. Paid by Mike Gillimbardo, Republican, for the Florida House.
Call the boys at National Exterminators. I'm putting out a new contract on Bugsy the Roach, Ratso the Rat, Tony the Termite, and the Anthill Mob.
Okay, Godfather, but ain't that gonna cost us a lot?
No! National Exterminators just told me they'll whack anyone for only $46.
Only $46?
Get it done!
Operator, get me Bugsy the Roach, Tony the Termite, and the Anthill Mob on the phone fast.
Yeah, hello, see? Who's this?
This better be important.
Yeah, talk, Ratso, we're listening.
Seems like the Godfather put out a contract on all of us.
How much is his contract?
$46. 46 smackers. The boys of National Exterminators are out now looking for all of us.
We better run.
It looks like curtains for me, boys.
Got pest of your own you want to whack? Call the boys at National Exterminators. Just dial 239-46-NO-BUG. National Exterminators. Prompt, polite, and professional. Just call 46-NO-BUG and 46nobug.com.
National Exterminators.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan will give you $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at naplesnissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says $10,000, we'll give you $18,000. You must act fast, though. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Rock Solid knows you've sacrificed a lot during these difficult times. Washing your hands often, social distancing, keeping your family and community safe. Please don't forget the virus and bacteria can remain on hard surfaces like your countertops. Rock Solid's experienced experts can deep clean, sanitize, and reseal your countertops, keeping your home or business truly safe. Book your Rock Solid special safety service right now by calling 596-7676 or on the web at rocksolidnaples.com. Be safe safe and stay healthy.
Rock solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Attention Florida plumbers, I need you to do me a favor. I want you to take a look down at your uniform shirt. Is the name Best Home Services embroidered on the front? If not, I have some very bad news. You're working at the wrong company. Join a team where you can create your own opportunities. Join Best Home Services. If you take pride in providing outstanding customer service, Best Home Services is where you want to be. Of course, we offer top wages, top benefits, top perks, but it's the other stuff that makes us different. You and your family deserve more. Join the team at Best Home Services and enjoy living up to the name. Best Home Services, now hiring plumbers.
Hey, it's Drew Steele here, and hurricane season, you know, it's upon us, and it's supposed to be a pretty active season for 2020. Get peace of mind from my friends at Generator Supercenter, the #1 Generac automatic standby generator dealer in the nation. You don't have to sweat the next outage. I've had my Generac for years. It is amazing. Get your free estimate on your Generac automatic standby generator today, in time for hurricane season, with expert installation and 24-hour monitoring. Generator Supercenter. Give them a shout at 204-3469. That's 204-3469 for Generator Supercenter.
You probably know Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors at
All right. I'm sitting back down again. All right, it's the show in between the show, and here we are, just getting your thoughts, your opinions. Let's see what we have here. All right, Nikki H said, good morning, good to see you. Glad you're here. Okay, so JC says, yo, JC. All right, good to see you. Wait, James is saying, heading to Miami. Wish me luck. Good luck, sir. I guess good luck. Why? Because, are you moving there? Is that a permanent thing, James? Because, yeah, you could always change your mind, maybe. Let's see. Nikki said, by the way, for certain testing, they keep counting the positives, even if it's the same patient. If that's true, and just this article that I read about the virus talking about this uptick in cases, if they're doing cases 1, 2, 3 times, and they're counting each one separately instead of saying, yeah, I did my own test and it's positive. Oh, that's okay. The last test was positive. Then we understand that this person's positive and it's only counted as 1 instead of multiple. Then it would make sense that the more testing might show you more cases. All right. Is your name really Peb Pebbles? Peb Pebbles. Is Peb your first name? So is it like Pebbles? It's a very Stone Age name. Get it? Pebbles? Flintstones? Okay. There you go. All right. Campbell's Customs Creation says, so when we're doing away with the English language because slave owners use it, asking for a friend. Okay. It's getting, it feels like it's, and Megan said good morning. Good morning, Megan. Good to see you. It's like the show in between the show going on right now. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the whole gator bait, gator chop, the whole gator. Am I even allowed to do that on social media? Am I allowed to do that on YouTube? I'm just wondering, because if I do that, so I just want to know if anybody has an idea. I'm trying to have Jake research it right now, whether or not that, the origins, the beginning of how we came about with this gator chop. Where did it come from? Who started it? Who was the person at the University of Florida that started it? And did it start with racist intent? Or did it start with harmless intent, only to be turned into something else? And because the mobs rule these days, that's what we get. I'm just asking. I'm just trying to find out. All right. So where's the Ricky? Where's the Ricky? What is that? I don't know what that means. Lewis says, what's up, dog? What's up? And, Pebbles. The Pebbles doll was popular when I was a kid. My initials are part of Pebbles. See, that's cool. The Pebbles doll. The Pebbles like the Flintstones and Pebbles doll? I didn't know that. I didn't know that that Pebbles was that popular back in the day. All right. So we'll get to some more of your comments coming up. The show, between the show. We're getting ready to get back to the show in a couple of minutes, so stay there, don't move. We'll be right back.
Works through, that's going to be your fastest option. And Fort Myers, traffic pretty good right now, other than normal slowdowns on Daniels Parkway, heading east of Fiddlesticks towards I-75. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Off and on, scattered showers and storms in the forecast for today with a combo of clouds and sunshine. It's going to be very warm and humid with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s to near 90. More of our summer scattered rain and storms as we highlight the weekend. Actually, Saturday is the first official day of summer, and it's going to be hot with temps in the 90s all the way towards Father's Day, as you would have to factor in more rounds of scattered rain and storms all the way towards next week as well. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Great news, Southwest Florida. Below invoice employee pricing is back at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Loaded, luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited lease, $289 per month. That's right, Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited, $289 per month. 7-passenger Dodge Journey SUV, just $19,990. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months or interest-free for 6 years and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Below invoice employee pricing at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. Gotta go to Galliana. 42-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, $19.99 to its signing, plus tax, tag title, dealer and acquisition fee, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0 APR with 0 down with lender approval. Offers don't combine.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people with foot pain get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Father's Day came around, my girlfriend went, "What do you want for Father's Day?" And I went, "I don't want anything, don't even worry about it, I don't want anything." And she goes, "Come on, you gotta have something." I said, "Honestly, I don't want anything." And she goes, "Come on." And I went, "It's my money, just don't touch it, just leave my money alone." How hard is this? How about for 24 hours you don't touch my money? That would be a gift. That's why every single father has that one Father's Day gift that they cherish. It's like a ceramic mug that the kid made in school where the handle's too big and it says, I heart Dad. And they keep that for 20 years, this mug. And do you want to know why they like it? Every now and again they look at it and go, that cost me nothing, that mug.
All right. That's not very nice. Look at Jake. You think that's awesome. You're sold on that.
No, that's amazing.
That is so wrong. Maybe we'll play that again later. I don't know. Maybe that'll be like top 5 audio clips for today. Everybody getting ready for Father's Day weekend. You know, the holiday that is the one that's not as big a deal as the Mother's Day one. You know, the one that's always like sort of like the afterthought. You know, mom gets all the breakfast in bed and flowers and gets all kinds of great presents and praise and love and let me help you out and let me do everything. And for dads, it's like, hey, you want to go get something to eat? Where do you want to go? Any place special? That's not very nice. It's true, but it's not very nice. Do you get that? Do you get that feeling that it's always like, I'm not saying that dads get shortchanged Father's Day and the moms. Yeah, Jake is saying that. Jake is agreeing with that concept. I'm not saying
100%.
it. Look, if my wife is watching, I am more than happy to just, a great breakfast, bagels and lox would be nice. Maybe a foot massage.
That's funny.
Maybe I lay in bed most of the day and maybe you carry me into the car and we go someplace, I don't know, fun. And I don't know what that looks like. And then
I better bring a mask.
Yeah, that's true. We have to have a mask. And this is not mandatory yet. We're getting close. We're about this close. My fingers are thinly spread apart. If you're watching on YouTube, you see the fingers in the spreading here. Just by going to YouTube and you just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. And please subscribe to the channel. It does help, and we do appreciate it. Representative Congressman Michael Waltz coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. We'll talk about a lot of the things that are happening in D.C., including his thoughts on what happened with the Supreme Court. I can tell you that this is, you may be saying, in a broader sense, why is this a big deal? These losses that are happening at the Supreme Court. What's the problem? The decision in DHS versus University of California is being cheered because it offers a reprieve to the so-called dreamers who were brought to the U.S. illegally as children. This is from the Wall Street Journal opinion piece talking about how on DACA, Obama can, but Trump can't. The Supreme Court endorses a double regulatory standard. That's part of why you care. Court's ruling on administrative law grounds reads like a desired policy outcome in search of justifying legal logic, and it's and it is likely to do long-term harm to the Constitution's separation of powers and maybe to immigration reform. If you don't know what happened, some pretty lousy Supreme Court decisions that came down this week. Not all 100% awful, bad, destructive, but it sure sets the groundwork and the precedent. So what do I mean? And what is this article talking about? Chief Justice Roberts joined the 4 liberals, as he often has, in ruling that the Trump administration hadn't properly followed the APA. That's the Administrative Procedure Act. The court remanded the rescission back to DHS to rewrite with a formal rulemaking with notice and comment period. So what does this all mean? I don't understand. What just happened? Here's what you need to know. Barack Obama, as president of the United States, illegally, with the stroke of a pen, remember the phone and the pen? You know how that works, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Decided that the DREAM Act, DACA, was going to happen. Something that, if you want to get it done, bring it to Congress, put the legislation out there. We get to find out what you have. We get to present it to the president, and we get to sign off on it. You do your job. You legislate. That's not the justices. That's not the job of the Supreme Court. That's your job. But now the court has decided that it is their job. And so the president did this, Barack Obama. President Trump said, whoa, no, you can't do this. You can't do it. Problem is the Obama administration never followed the APA, never followed the Administrative Procedures Act when it issued DACA. It was never tested in court. It was just a stroke of a pen. Administrative Procedure Act is not something that you can do the stroke of a pen illegally. It will be challenged in court. But DACA was never challenged in court. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in 2015 issued an injunction against a companion order to DACA. The Supreme Court upheld that injunction. And the Trump administration had every reason to believe DACA was thus illegal too. So think about that. 2012, DACA comes out. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in 2015, 3 years later, has an injunction against the companion order to DACA. So basically saying, look, we have a problem with this. The courts have a problem with this. The Supreme Court says, yeah, we have a problem with that. All of a sudden, the President of the United States comes along. He sees what's happening with the illegal actions of DACA. And now the court decides, no. Because why? How did they do that? Ted Cruz on the floor yesterday of the Senate was explaining this in a fantastic way. You know, it was PJ Media that had the article about the remarkable moment on the floor that Senator Cruz used his 10 minutes to take a flamethrower to the Supreme Court decision. A Justice Roberts, who completely and utterly now is on the left. He has sided with, it doesn't make a difference what president brought him in, whether or not you believe that he was conservative or moderate or Republican, forget that. It's over. Just throw that out. It's now a fact that Justice Roberts and the Supreme Court as it stands will legislate. They're not a judiciary. They are a legislative branch. And it's almost as if now everything is going to be thrown at the Supreme Court in the future without having any legislation, without Congress doing their job. No legislation. Everything will be decided in the courts. It'll go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will do the job that the left in this country and even Republicans will not get done in Congress. And if you thought for 1 minute that the Supreme Court was going to be on your side, they're not. They're not. So here's Ted Cruz explaining why the decision is so bad and giving examples of how the court now follow me if you're not understanding what's happening here. Because there are people that are watching the decision on this case and the fact that now the president has precedent to show through lower courts that DACA is not constitutional and that it's illegal, the moves that were made. In 2015, the courts agreed with that concept. The president puts it forward now to say the same thing, and all of a sudden the courts changed that decision. The earlier decisions of the 1963 Title VII law talking about the issue of sex when it comes to discrimination, and now how the court decided that what you believe or think that you are, your orientation, what you think, is now part of what they meant in 1963 when the word sex was brought up. Not male, female, no. It's whatever you believe. Now, how did that happen? That happens when a court decides to legislate as opposed to and make the decisions for everybody else, as opposed to something that was brought before the courts to Congress on numerous occasions. They could have set a law, but they decided not to. So Ted Cruz says,
today's decision from the U.S. Supreme Court in Department of Homeland Security versus Regents of the University of California is disgraceful. Judging is not a game. It's not supposed to be a game. But sadly, over recent years, more and more Chief Justice Roberts has been playing games with the court to achieve the policy outcomes he desires.
He is. And look, it'll keep going to the Supreme Court. If the left in this country now sees an opening and believes that they don't have to legislate, they'll just send it to the Supreme Court and they'll get the results that they want, and they're getting it.
This case concerned President Obama's executive amnesty. Amnesty that President Obama decreed directly contrary to federal law. He did so with no legal authority. He did so in open defiance of federal statutes. And of course, he was celebrated in the press for doing so.
And let me remind everybody that when it comes to DACA, whatever you think about DACA, whatever you think about the quote-unquote 700,000 that should have citizenship because by no fault of their own they're here in this country, that is something for us to take up with the House and the Senate and the people that we elect, and to bring that up and to have that out there legislated and then make that decision. And all these years have gone by and it has not happened. And you ask the question, why? And that's for another day to get into the details. But believe me, it's the left in this country that wants more than just the 700,000, unquote. We've been through that before. That's why this is so important, because it goes to the Supreme Court and they're making the decisions, and they shouldn't be making the decisions or writing the laws. So Ted Cruz says
Obama's executive amnesty was illegal the day it was issued, and not one single justice of the 9 Supreme Court justices disputed that. Not a one.
Not a one. Take a second and think about that, everybody.
Chief Justice Roberts wrote the majority opinion, joined by the 4 liberal justices on the court. This is becoming a pattern. The majority assumes that DACA, Obama's executive amnesty, is illegal, and then bizarrely holds that the Trump administration can't stop implementing a policy that is illegal. Think about that for a second.
Think about that for a second. And it's Justice Roberts that's making this happen, everybody. If you think that in 2016, the whole discussion about Donald Trump being president of the United States was all about a conservative Supreme Court. We need to have a conservative Supreme Court. Kavanaugh and Gorsuch, and now we've got it. We're there. No. We got Justice Roberts. We're not there. It always seems like every time you're this close, my fingers are thinly spread apart. You can watch on YouTube, streaming live at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe. All of a sudden, we're not. It's almost as if there have been presidents in the past that have been told that this is the most conservative choice. Wink and a nod. This is the guy. This is the gal. This is the person you need to put on the court because they're going to make the right calls on the Supreme Court because they believe in the Constitution, only to find out that the people who told you to put them there maybe pulled a gotcha. Just asking.
And in fact, it's even worse. The majority explicitly concedes, of course, the administration can stop an illegal policy. All parties agree, that's a quote, all parties agree that, quote, DHS may rescind DACA. Okay, easy. Everyone agrees. DHS can rescind DACA, right?
Right. Everybody agrees, right?
Not so fast.
No.
The clever little twist. The majority says, you know what? The agency's legal explanation wasn't detailed enough. Yeah, you got the authority to do it. Everyone agrees. There's no argument that you don't have the authority to do it. But we're checking your homework, and, you know, the memo you wrote explaining it just didn't have all the detail we need. Just a touch more, so start over.
That's exactly what they did. You have every right to do it. We agree that the president's DACA is illegal. We don't have any problem with everything that you've presented in front of us. But you forgot to dot an I. And because you forgot to dot an I, we're throwing this out and you're just going to have to start again. That's what happened. It wasn't dotting an I, but you understand. So they've made this decision. Legislating from the bench, just like with Obamacare. The same thing Justice Roberts did then, and it's a left-leaning court, everybody. That's where we are right now. And if you think that somehow Joe Biden as president of the United States is going to make this better, yeah. Another reason why this president needs to be reelected. Because the only chance we have to stop anything like this from happening into the future is this president. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Good Friday morning. Traffic is already slowing down in Estero on US 41 heading south towards Corkscrew. Also, the normal slowdown on Estero Parkway west of Three Oaks. If you're heading west of Three Oaks, just stick to Corkscrew. That's going to be your fastest option. And Fort Myers, traffic pretty good right now, other than normal slowdowns on Daniels Parkway heading east of Fiddlesticks towards I-75. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink.
All right, it's the show within the show. I'm the show's host, and you're the show's guests. Okay, here we are, taking a break from everything and maybe pulling up some comments. I got to remember that during the show while we're live on the air that I've got to pull these comments on the screen as well. So I'm just keeping an eye on some of these stories. This is interesting because I'm looking at some of the messages that are coming through on YouTube right now, and let's see. Okay, Crypto says, pray big, pray hard. I got no problem with that, Crypto. You're on the money, spot on when it comes to making a comment like that. Prayers are important. We need to keep doing that. Robert Zatricki asks an interesting question. He says, both of my parents are 85 years old. My father is on kidney dialysis. A person at my work tested positive. Sorry, let me put that back up again. For COVID. Any advice? My advice is kind of almost a similar situation that's going on with my family, not to get into too many details, but I will another time because it's really about you right now. But I would say that if somebody at work is testing positive, then you have to make sure that you get tested, and you're just going to have to, unfortunately, unless they're living with you. Are your parents, Robert, are your parents living with you? I mean, my thought on this would be, do whatever you can to keep them safe. You can continue to work and go to work, but you're not going to be able to visit them, and you need to get tested and keep them safe. That's what I would be thinking. That's what I would be thinking right now, is how I can keep them safe, knowing that you're somebody who is in an age group where you don't have to worry as much as they do. My parents are about the same age, so I know what that's like right now, and it's tough. And it's tough hearing stories about families that didn't get a chance to say goodbye to loved ones as they've passed away. There was a story in Wink News about Collier County, and how the medical examiner lists all county COVID-19 patient deaths with underlying conditions. Every single one of them had an underlying condition. That tells you a lot about what's happening here locally and even across the country and across the globe when it comes to these coronavirus cases and who it affects. People with heart disease, diabetes, obesity, cancer diagnosis are all the ones that were documented. Every single one of them did. Even the ones under the age of 40 that passed. But again, we also hear the stories about people that didn't get a chance to see their loved ones before they passed, and this tightrope that we all have to walk. Again, I have family experience in this, where I have a sister whose husband is on dialysis right now, the same way yours is, and she's being called back to work, and now she doesn't know what to do. Because she needs to work, she wants to go to work, but at the same time, she doesn't want to bring anything into the house. So what do? It's a tough decision. But ultimately, you've got to make the decision about the health of your family. Unfortunately, that could mean and lead to not going back to work and trying to figure out some other way to handle this right now. Until there's you hate to say it, but until there's a vaccine, something that can be given to someone who is immune compromised or somebody who has a comorbidity, then that's going to be an issue, no doubt. I feel for you, Robert. I do. I feel for you in a situation like that because I'm in it and I know it. So, all right. Let's see. Matt Delaney said, crypto is thinking the same thing. Pray big, pray hard. And that's what crypto said. You better believe it. All right. When we come back in just a little bit, we'll talk more about the University of Florida ending this because this is racist. I wonder if FSU is next because isn't this, what is that thing that they do? I mean, that's been called, or is that not anything that we want to talk about right now because it's taking the focus off of, I don't know. Again, I'm confused about all of this. So we'll get to that. Let's see, what else? Tucker Carlson said something last night on his program that you need to hear that's important because if you are wondering how far a cancel culture is willing to go, it doesn't even have to be about you. It could be about your family. And there's already proof of that. And Tucker talked about it last night, and we'll talk about it coming up. All right, so stay there. More is coming up, and please subscribe to the channel. I don't know if it's here or if it's here, but either here or here, that's where you click the button and subscribe. It helps. We appreciate it.
Back and neck pain. Sitting at home with back or neck pain, lying in a recliner suffering with leg pain or weakness, out of shape from sciatica, stenosis, or neuropathy? Get relief and get your life back. Non-surgical spinal decompression. This is Dr. Johnson, DC at 596 Back. Spinal decompression is an ingenious, innovative treatment that has shattered doctors' traditional ways of treating back or neck problems. Doctors have been left scratching their heads. Finally, avoid needles, epidurals, and drugs. This treatment is also super comfortable. Patients of any age can be treated and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. It uses a relaxing, computerized table to gently remove pressure on spinal nerves and discs, relieving pain, numbness, or weakness. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
Serving Southwest Florida since 1977. To learn more and schedule an appointment, visit firstclassairconditioning.com.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
This is Corey Lazar with Wink News. The governor of New York State is considering having you quarantine if you fly to New York. This comes as coronavirus cases in Florida are on the rise. And now there's no quarantine requirement yet. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said he was advised to make a move like this, but he has not made a decision just yet. The Cape Coral woman accused of stabbing her mother to death was in court Thursday. A judge ordered Mariah Kelly no contact with her family and held on a $250,000 bond. Kelly told police the two got into an argument in the kitchen while doing dishes, and she stabbed her mother in the chest with a knife. The one-day-a-week watering restrictions ending today in Lee County. The South Florida Water Management District says over the last few weeks we received enough rain to replenish our water supply. Any city watering restrictions still apply. A memorial service is scheduled for Monday in LaBelle for FWC officer Julian Keene, who was shot and killed last weekend. Visitation and funeral will be Saturday, June 27th in Immokalee. A new coronavirus site opening up in Fort Myers today. It's at the Roberto Clemente Park. Starting at 9 a.m., testing is available for anyone over the age of 18. Charlotte County will not have to pay back funds for Hurricane Charlie. Last year, FEMA asked the county to repay overpaid money from the hurricane. The county tells us it resolved the issue and closed out all claims from the storm. Now, Charlotte is waiting for more than $1.3 million from FEMA since the agency withheld payments for other disasters. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Good Friday morning. Traffic is already slowing down in Estero on US 41 heading south towards Corkscrew. Also, the normal slowdown on Estero Parkway west of Three Oaks. If you're heading west of Three Oaks, just stick to Corkscrew. That's going to be your fastest option. And Fort Myers, traffic pretty good right now, other than normal slowdowns on Daniels Parkway heading east of Fiddlesticks towards I-75. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Off and on, scattered showers and storms in the forecast for today with a combo of clouds and sunshine. It's going to be very warm and humid with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s to near 90. More of our summer scattered rain and storms as we highlight the weekend. Actually, Saturday is the first official day of summer, and it's going to be hot with temps in the 90s all the way towards Father's Day, as you would have to factor in more rounds of scattered rain and storms all the way towards next week as well. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right, all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
See a 2017 Chevy Traverse with only 15,000 miles, a 2019 Cadillac XT5 with 19,000 miles, and a 2009 Dodge Caliber with only 4,000 miles. Over 300 vehicles. Visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Now, Hurricane Irma was a long time ago, but believe it or not, well, problems with tile roofs, they continue to occur as a result. Now, many homeowners are just now feeling the effects of the hidden damage that occurred to their tile roof. Now, whether it's new leaks, cracked, unsecured tiles, these roofs are living on borrowed time. Now, tile roofs, by nature of their design, are susceptible to lift and powerful storms like hurricanes. When this occurs, your tile underlayment can be compromised, but you would not realize it until possibly years later. Now, with Cathedral Roofing Innovations, you get a great roofing company to inspect your roof for any damage. And just because you don't have leaks doesn't mean you don't have issues. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com. They are the tile experts in Naples, and they will start the inspection process right away. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com, cathedralroofingnaples.com.
License number CCC 1331928.
1 hour air conditioning and heating, always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844-1HOUR.
Whatever it is, Northern Tool can help you build it, fix it, haul it, hoist it, blast it, trim it, tow it, weld it, and, well, you get the idea. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious work.
Northern Tool and Equipment. Get what you want for Father's Day. Save $30 on a Milwaukee M18 tool brushless combo kit. Now only $199. Or get a Ketter folding work table for only $79.99. Northern Tool and Equipment. Quality tools for serious work.
Fox News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you standing there. Well, hello there, Southwest Florida. It's good to see you. 239-479-5592. Streaming live on YouTube. Just go to Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's, Steele. I know it's weird. I have to spell it out, but yes, I do. And that's okay. I understand. Steele with 3 E's. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It does help, so we appreciate that. Look at Jake. It's Jake Day. What better day could there be than a Jake Day? Which, by the way, Jake had a thought before we started the program this morning. Jake had an idea, a thought about what he would like to see on a Jake Day. He has a vision, everybody. So I'm trying to see if we don't have any kind of really good music, but I don't know. Jake, go with this one. Okay, here we go. All right, go ahead, Jake. What's a Jake Day in the future look like?
All right, Jake Day in the future. Fried catfish for lunch and dinner and breakfast.
Okay.
Fresh catfish. Comb your hair. Slick it back. Use the grease, the same grease that they used in where.
Oh, wait a minute. No. You never told me anything about the fried catfish Jake Day. We call Fridays Jake Day because it's the only day that Jake seems like he's awake because he knows the weekend's coming. But no, you said that you wanted to be a dictator. You were all about fascism for a second there. You wanted to come in and say, this is how we're doing it. I'm taking over the means of production. I'm taking over. It wasn't a little more like communism, but I'm taking over everything, and I'm coming in, and I'm going to rule the day. And from now on, it's on a Jake Day. Didn't you say something like, I mean, maybe not the fascism and maybe not the communism. That's for the left in this country. That's for others. We'll get to that in just a second. No, but isn't that what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I was just trying to take over this little small part of Florida so that I could preserve our Constitution and make sure that nothing changes.
Right. Why don't you do this? Here's an idea. Ready? I got a good idea for you. Listen carefully. Pay attention. Look at me when we're talking. You ready? How about you put a fence around your house? And that could be your domain.
Nope. We got to have a fence around Lee County.
No.
All the way around Lee County.
Yeah, no. We're not going to do that.
Except for the beaches. No. Not on the beach.
Why not on the beach?
Because we like our beaches.
Okay. So we're just going to let everybody on the beach. You got some nerve. All right. I don't know what we're talking about here. We're going into a weird place.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep. 239-479-5592. A lot of people want to comment. Is it on a Jake? Is that what it is? It's about Jake Land? It's about fried catfish, maybe? That's what it is? Yes, I'm going to call it Jake Land. All right. Don't get carried away. Yes, Jake Land. Somebody will make some kind of meme about that. Boy, speaking of memes and Twitter and social media, when I talk about this story, how Twitter attached a manipulated media label to Trump, to a tweet that he put out, I talk about these stories because I want you to understand that a lot of what is happening right now in social media, if you're not big on social media and you don't follow it a lot, but you're concerned about your country, the politics downstream from culture is true. And if the culture believes that we need to put manipulated media labels on the president's Twitter account, but others are okay to pass, if the culture that is the politics that are downstream from a culture that says to you that the University of Florida Gator chop there, or whatever that thing is called, the Gator bait as it's known, is now racist, and you have bullied, I guess, apparently a university into stopping it completely. And there's also going to be racial bias training that's going to happen with students and faculty and staff now because of something that I'm still trying to understand. Did the University of Florida start this racially motivated, this gator? Or did it just have to do with a gator? The gator's got big jaws, and the gator's scary and everything, and that's our football team. We're scary, and it's a chop. And I'm just explain it to me. I'm willing to listen. Just explain it. That's all I'm saying. So, manipulated media for the president, and they took the rare step of pinning a manipulated media warning on a tweet. What was that tweet? Did you see the tweet? So what it was is he was somebody put out. I don't even know how to explain it. The video, I guess, here you go. The Daily Wire is explaining this. Video, which was originally posted to Facebook, went viral last September, and it was widely reported in the media that the two children are best friends. There is a white child and a black child, and that they were running towards do you remember seeing that? They were running towards each other, and because they were so happy to see each other, they were like best friends, and then one took off running, and then the other one was chasing. Okay. It was harmless. It was fine. So somebody manipulated the video to make a little humor out of it. And if you go to the president's Twitter account, you can see it. Here's all you need to know. Twitter decided through, and with the help of, I'm sure, the keyboard cowboys that are out there that want to see to it that, you are called out, looked at this and said this was racist and it was shocking and how dare they do something like this, a pure moment that was made into something, a loving, beautiful moment that was made into something worse. And just understand that the manipulated media, quote unquote, that is being put on Twitter accounts seem to be put on certain individuals and people in, let's just say they're they put them out in very liberal ways. Liberal meaning exactly what I'm talking about. Instead of people looking at it and seeing the humor in it or seeing what it's trying to convey, they don't do that. They don't want you to do that at all. And they're going to be triggered. They're going to be upset. They're going to now be concerned about all of this. And it gets to be ridiculous. And the thing is that you ultimately are going to be next. You're the next person that's going to be told that what you're putting out is trying to manipulate, that what you're trying to put out is something that isn't true, and that you're trying to lie about a certain circumstance, or maybe I'm offended by some of the things that you are doing. And to the point where I might even see to it that you're doxxed, you're canceled, maybe you lose your employment, your job. I mean, it would never get to that point. We would never have a situation, for example, where, I don't know, somebody would end up having to, would lose their job because of the actions of others, something that they didn't do. And it's not even that. It's more about the perception of you working at their place and having that job, but somebody that you know or you're related to did something that they feel or is something that was bad, that was awful. What am I talking about? Tucker Carlson, last night, the stepmother of the police officer charged in the Rayshard Brooks shooting. The Rayshard Brooks shooting. The stepmother. What happened to her?
So we've been telling you the story of the police officer charged, Officer Rolfe. Until today, his stepmother, her name is Melissa Rolfe, was the HR director at a place called Equity Prime Mortgage in Atlanta, Georgia. But today, she was let go. She's no longer in that role. Apparently, she was fired, and her only crime was being Officer Rolfe's stepmother. According to a source familiar with the matter who spoke to this program, Rolfe was promised that her job was safe, but today she was told, and we're quoting, "We have to terminate our relationship with you."
We have to terminate our relationship with you. Now, you know and I know why. You know and I know what that's all about. Unless she did something wrong. It doesn't seem like she did. Why did they do that? And I'm just putting this out there so that you understand that this is going to be something that is going to be the quote unquote new norm for a little while. And that you just have to be prepared and just be ready for this. And how it's not only going to be a person that does something that is deemed manipulative or wrong or racist or hateful. Now, by default, it's going to be people that you know, people that are associated or affiliated with you, and then businesses are going to look and have to make a decision as to whether or not they want to be what? Bullied by others to make you do something that you don't have to do? Pretty much. It's just awful circumstances. But you can fight back, and we'll talk about how coming up. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Fort Myers on Cypress Lake heading west towards Summerlin Road. Also delays in Cape Coral southbound on Santa Barbara, of course, heading towards Cape Coral Parkway. In North Cape, still seeing a delay on Tropicana as well, heading west of Andalusia towards Nelson. North Fort Myers, we are congested on Pondella east towards Business 41. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
88 degrees for your Friday, 91 Saturday, 92 for your Father's Day, as we're going to have to factor in more rounds of our off and on scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News, the conservative, smart, right voice of Southwest Florida.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and yes, it is time for you to do something about your style. Well, I mean, from your style, window treatments and decor. Now, don't get me wrong, you've got a great style, but maybe you need to fix up some things in your home, maybe like I did, the treatments on your windows, blinds, shutters, shades. Well, you've got to go to Your Style Window Treatments and Decor, a veteran family-owned and operated business with multiple brands of blinds, shades, and shutters. And they have this great fabric that they use. It's called Microban, and it's one kind of treatment that you might want to think about because of its antimicrobial protection. And it inhibits the growth of bacteria, mold, and mildew that can cause stains, odors, and degrade the fabric. Yeah, you can get that at Your Style Window Treatments and Decor. And they can provide all of this with certified trained sales, installation, right through till completion. So give Your Style Window Treatments and Decor a call, will you? 471-5006. You're going to love them. 239-471-5006 for Your Style Window Treatments and Decor. Or visit them online at yourstylewindowtreatments.com.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan will give you $8,000 over Kelley Blue Book value for your trade-in. Hundreds of new SUV models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite at naplesnissan.com. Then come see us on Pine Ridge Road to find out the KBB.com current market value for your trade-in. We'll give you $8,000 more so you can drive that brand new Nissan home today. If KBB says it's worth $5,000, Naples Nissan will give you $13,000. If KBB says 10, we'll give you 18. You must act fast, though. Visit naplesnissan.com for full details. Offer on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Lower taxes, debt reduction, increased reserves. That's what Kevin Ruane did as mayor of Sanibel. Now Kevin Ruane is running for District 1 on the Lee County Commission. An accountant and businessman, Kevin Ruane knows what it takes to balance a budget and has the record to prove it. Kevin cut Sanibel's taxes by 26% and reduced debt by 80%, all while increasing the city's reserve funds. Now, more than ever, Lee County needs a strong conservative that knows how to run a business and isn't afraid to make the tough decisions to get our economy back on track. We need Kevin Ruane on the County Commission, guiding the way to job creation and financial stability as our economy recovers from the coronavirus crisis. Kevin will bring his 40 years of business experience and his proven record of results to the County Commission to lead the charge in the tough times that lie ahead. Let's put Kevin Ruane to work for us. Vote for Kevin Ruane for Lee County Commissioner. Paid by Kevin Ruane, Republican, for Lee County Commissioner, District 1.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people with foot pain get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Honey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home.
And due to these difficult times, we have extended our no diagnostic fees, no trip charges, no strings. Visit FloridaCoolToday.com to schedule. Carrier turn to the experts.
The corona pandemic and crushing stock market have many Americans worried. Is a recession on the way? Don't let fear take over your emotion. Join me, Alfie Townsend, for Saving the Investor radio show this Saturday at 9 a.m., planning for retirement in a turbulent world.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. There is the phone number and the Tri-Town Construction talk and text line. Yeah, I keep looking at this story. I mean, maybe we'll talk about it more in detail. First thing I noticed when I walked in this morning, it says, Dr. Fauci, football may not happen this year. I had no idea that Dr. Fauci is the one that makes that decision. Is he the one that makes the decision? Can anybody confirm that? Is it Dr. Fauci that decides? Jay, can you confirm or deny? Is it Dr. Fauci that decides whether or not an NFL season happens? I mean, I don't. Is he?
Maybe.
Well, no. I don't. I mean, he might make a recommendation and say, like, here's the New York Times article. Let's see. Without a bubble, NFL season might not happen, Fauci says. Well, I mean, the stadiums. You ever see those stadiums? Some of the stadiums, Jake, they're beautiful. They're like a big bubble. As a matter of fact, the bubble sometimes it opens and it closes. You ever see the stadium there in Dallas? It's like a big bubble. Oh, he doesn't mean that kind of bubble, does he? No. The nation's leading infectious disease expert says the only way to guarantee safety from the coronavirus would be to play in an enclosed environment. You know, it's interesting because the only way you can guarantee you would be safe playing football is to not. I mean, at all. With anything. Like, I can guarantee that my son at 11 years old right now, I can guarantee that my son will not break his leg playing football. You know how I can do that? Jake wants to answer that. Go ahead.
He won't play football.
There you go. Putting that out there. The NFL must seal off players, coaches, and team staff members in an enclosed community to safely play the 2020 season. All right, so Dr. Fauci says unless players are essentially in a bubble, insulated from the community, and they are tested nearly every day, it would be very hard to see how football is able to be played this fall. Fauci said if a second wave of cases sweeps the country, as many experts fear football may not happen this year. Well, it's already doing it, right? I mean, here in the state of Florida, it is interesting, right? That the state of Florida is going to be housing a lot of things that are coming up. I guess the NBA season is going to be picking up again in Orlando, and the talk about a hockey season. Is that happening in Tampa? I don't even know. But all I know is this. Boy, it really does point to the state of Florida often when it comes to the things that are happening that are bad, or that could be bad. Or that we could bring. I mean, we're the plague now. Colin's in Naples wanted to comment on this. Hey, Colin.
Yeah, hey, Drew. I just had one quick comment, and you're talking about the stadiums and everything. Well, heck, with the NFL, half of us left anyway, so they could easily just put in 50% of the capacity for the stadiums, and they still probably wouldn't even fill that up this coming season. So,
yeah, well, they were going to be.
My 2 cents.
Yeah, I know there are people that, and thanks for the call, Colin. I appreciate it. Look, Colin's right. I mean, it's not. There are going to be a lot of people that probably don't want to show up because they know what's coming, right? They know the politics already. They know what's going to be happening, and we've seen this happen before. And I don't know whether or not they want to be a part of that again. And so, well, that'll help with the social distancing. If half the people don't show up, you won't have to worry about that. But that's what we have right now. So, when does this end? There's always going to be a wave. It's almost like it's like the flu. There's always a wave of the flu. There's always a time when the flu season hits, and it's especially hard this time of year. We always hear those stories. So is coronavirus going to be something that is going to be around now for good? And we're always going to hear about these waves happening. And then we're going to have to put people in bubbles, and then we're going to have to be back in our homes, and we're not going to be able to leave. And we're going to say, "Look, I remember trees." What are we going to do? So, I guess we'll see. So, Dr. Fauci is saying, "Hey, listen, unless you plan on taking all the football players, they live on an island all by themselves in a bubble," which of course isn't going to happen, and he knows it. So, yeah. So there's that. I don't know. What do you think? 239-479-5592. All right. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about this. You want to talk about the University of Florida? I'd love to get your opinion this morning. This is what I want to talk about coming up. We're going to hit this again. ends the gator bait cheer, cites racism. This is from AP. The university will also require students, faculty, and staff to undergo racial bias training. I wonder what that looks like, if that's going to happen. And what are your thoughts on that? Because I'm just trying to understand this. Is the suggestion that the University of Florida started this based on racism? And they've always known it, but it's only now that they've decided to change it? Or is it something else?
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Replacing your wood paneling? That's a do-it-yourself. Replacing your electrical panel? That's a don't do-it-yourself. Play it safe and call your locally owned Mr. Sparky for any electrical replacement. From electrical panels to total home rewires, Mr. Sparky will leave your home safer than we found it.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
I'm Casey Asgar. More immigrants come to America than any other nation on earth. But with a deadly virus spreading across the globe and millions of Americans unemployed, our borders have to be secure. That's why President Trump's order suspending immigration is essential. This pandemic proves just how important borders are. I'm Casey Asgar, and I approve this message. I'll help the president finish the wall and control the border once and for all.
Paid for by Casey Asker for Congress. I'm here with Mike Roberts with Mortgage Warehouse. Mike, give me an update on mortgage rates. How are things looking?
There is a lot of talk about mortgage rates these days, and for good reason. Mortgage rates are nearing the lowest levels we've seen in years. Anyone that purchased their home in 2017 or 2018 should check into refinancing their mortgage to get a lower interest rate. Give us a call at 313-5000 or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com. You'll work directly with one of our loan officers right here in Southwest Florida. Our no closing cost program allows you to refinance with no fees out of pocket, no fees rolled into your loan, and you won't pay any Florida mortgage taxes either. If you took out a mortgage in 2017 or 2018, or you have an interest rate above 4%, or you are paying mortgage insurance, also known as PMI, call us at 313-5000, that's 313-5000, or apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
True relief for back and neck pain.
At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, if you're suffering with a spinal-related problem, pain, numbness, or weakness, through the use of spinal decompression therapy, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of local residents return to a pain-free, productive life. People who once suffered from stenosis, sciatica, bulging, or herniated discs and thought there was no solution are now living pain-free. Spinal decompression is relaxing and painless, while it gently eases pressure off painful nerves and spinal discs. No pain, no needles, and no surgery. I've successfully been using spinal decompression in Southwest Florida for over 13 years, and the results are only getting better. Take your life back. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation to find out how spinal decompression can help you. Johnston Spinal Care, 596 Back, 596-2225. That's 596-2225.
I'm Lillian Wu. A court appearance in Atlanta today for Garrett Rolfe, the former officer charged with murder in a shooting death.
Garrett Rolfe did turn himself in yesterday, and he's expected to make his first court appearance at noon today at the Fulton County Courthouse, likely via video conference. He is facing 11 charges, including felony murder for shooting Rayshard Brooks in the back twice and killing him. The district attorney said yesterday they will not be seeking the death penalty. Rolfe faces up to life in prison if convicted.
Fox's Brian Yennett in Atlanta. Officer Devin Brosnan, who faces charges including aggravated assault, is free on bond. In 26 states now seeing a rise in confirmed coronavirus cases. Scientists at the University of Pennsylvania say Florida could be the next epicenter of the virus, as it reports more than 100 new cases yesterday. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stadium Dry Cleaners. Online at stadiumdrycleaners.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
This is Corey Lazar with Wink News. The governor of New York State is considering having you quarantine if you fly to New York. This comes as coronavirus cases in Florida are on the rise. And now there's no quarantine requirement yet. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said he was advised to make a move like this, but he has not made a decision just yet. The Cape Coral woman accused of stabbing her mother to death was in court Thursday. A judge ordered Mariah Kelly no contact with her family and held on a $250,000 bond. Kelly told police the two got into an argument in the kitchen while doing dishes, and she stabbed her mother in the chest with a knife. The one-day-a-week watering restrictions ending today in Lee County. The South Florida Water Management District says over the last few weeks we received enough rain to replenish our water supply. Any city watering restrictions still apply. A memorial service is scheduled for Monday in LaBelle for FWC officer Julian Keene, who was shot and killed last weekend. Visitation and funeral will be Saturday, June 27th in Immokalee. A new coronavirus site opening up in Fort Myers today. It's at the Roberto Clemente Park. Starting at 9 a.m., testing is available for anyone over the age of 18. Charlotte County will not have to pay back funds for Hurricane Charlie. Last year, FEMA asked the county to repay overpaid money from the hurricane. The county tells us it resolved the issue and closed out all claims from the storm. Now, Charlotte is waiting for more than $1.3 million from FEMA since the agency withheld payments for other disasters. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Fort Myers on Cypress Lake heading west towards Summerlin Road. Also delays in Cape Coral southbound on Santa Barbara, of course, heading towards Cape Coral Parkway. In North Cape, still seeing a delay on Tropicana as well, heading west of Andalusia towards Nelson. North Fort Myers, we are congested on Pondella east towards Business 41. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Off and on, scattered showers and storms in the forecast for today with a combo of clouds and sunshine. It's going to be very warm and humid with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s to near 90. More of our summer scattered rain and storms as we highlight the weekend. Actually, Saturday is the first official day of summer, and it's going to be hot with temps in the 90s all the way towards Father's Day, as you would have to factor in more rounds of scattered rain and storms all the way towards next week as well. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour. More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Want to talk about Stadium Dry Cleaners. My good friends, they are great people there. I've been going to Stadium Dry Cleaners, I'm telling you, for as long as I can remember. And you may know Larry Rose. Now, Larry is an experienced SEC and NFL referee. Well, I know Larry has a fantastic dry cleaner and a great businessman. Look, you're going to love Stadium Dry Cleaners. They have discounts for our first responders and seniors. They have multiple locations near Publix at Daniels Crossing in Fort Myers, the Gateway Trade Center in Fort Myers, and the Elegant Image Dry Cleaners next to Walgreens on Del Prado in Cape Coral. They are Lee County's leading dry cleaner since 1988. With 30 years of experience in Lee County, I'm telling you, I trust my family's dry cleaning to Larry and the team at Stadium Dry Cleaners. So will you visit them? Visit stadiumdrycleaners.com and look for their monthly specials for great savings.
Mamma Mia, Airport Kia. Mamma Mia, Airport Kia.
Come in today where Kia is committed to accelerating the good on a 2020 Kia Sportage from only $23,900 with no payments for 120 days and 0% interest for 75 months. Through Kia Motors Finance with approved credit. Not all buyers will qualify. $1,389 per month for $1,000 financed at 72 months. See dealer for details plus tax and dealer fee. Offer expires 6/30/20. Check us out online anytime at airportkianaples.com.
Airport Kia. Good price, sales cars.
Tee off and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Come out and enjoy our excellent playing surfaces, beautiful natural surroundings, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes every day for just $35 before noon, $30 after noon, and $25 after 2 p.m. all summer long. You can book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. That's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. Or YouTube, you just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele, Steele with 3 E's. And please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate that. Congressman Michael Waltz coming up at 8 o'clock. And we'll talk about what's happening there in D.C., his thoughts on the DACA decision, his thoughts on what's happening with the race for president of the United States, and is there really issues with the polling? You know, maybe we should talk about some of the latest poll numbers and what they are and are not. By the way, you know what we need right now? I think we need a little morning cup of Joe, everybody. That's what I need to wake up.
Sit back with your morning cup of Joe.
Not a joke. In time, when you think about her, as time goes by, you're going to smile before you cry.
That's right. We make a lot of jokes about it.
That's when you know you're going to make it. It'll work. And the other thing we have in common is I tell everybody you ought to marry into a family with 5 or more sisters.
Yeah.
My wife has 4 sisters. You have 5.
Yeah.
You know why that's the reason?
Why?
One of them always loves you. Not the same one. One of them always loves you. You always have one ally. So that's why I recommend every man marry into a family of 5 or more sisters.
Do we know which one is the one that loves Joe the most? I'm just asking. I'm assuming it. Okay. Got to marry into a family of 5 or more sisters. Oh, okay. All right. 239-479-5592. All right. Do we want to talk about this? Do we want to get into this? I'm just curious. I'm asking because maybe somebody out there follows the team and they know specifically the origins, why this happened. AP talked about it yesterday, and now everybody on the Twitterverse responding, and I want to get your response. Again, 239-479-5592. The University of Florida is ending its gator bait cheer at Florida games and other sporting events because of its racial connotations. The school's president announced yesterday in a letter making several other similar changes on campus. As a matter of fact, the university is going to require students, faculty, and staff to undergo racial bias training. Now, Kent Fuchs, the president of UF, said in a letter that the cheer has a, quote, horrific historic racist imagery involving African-American people, especially children, being used as bait for alligators. Accordingly, university athletics and the Gator Band will discontinue the use of the cheer. I guess they're also getting rid of one of the songs that they typically play. So I have a question, and I'm only asking, and Jake, do me a favor while you're there searching online for the latest Minecraft challenge. Can you do me a favor? Can you look and find out the origin of the gator bait cheer there that they do? When did it start? Who started it? Maybe 239-479-5592, because I don't know. But I do know that it's been around for a long time. Now, it's one of two things, I'm assuming. It's either the gator bait cheer, you know, when everybody that does this thing with their hands. If you're watching on YouTube, Drew Steele Radio, if you're watching the channel on YouTube, then you can see what I'm doing. You know, it started as, hey, our mascot is a gator. Gators are scary, intimidating. The chomping of a gator's jaws. You know, we're gonna swallow you up. We're gonna bite you because we're the gators and we're tough, and that is the cheer, and that's how it originated. And for years and years, we've been using this and displaying this as the chant for UF.
Well, it's going to be kind of hard to see because they updated it 12 hours ago. Google did. So.
They updated it 12 hours ago. Is that right? So it's either that or somewhere along the line in the history of University of Florida back in the day, somebody said, I have an idea. I heard that there was children in the past, a story actually in the 1920s involving African-American people, especially children, being used as bait for alligators. And we are UF, and we have gators as the mascot. That seems like a good thing to do. Why don't we just use that? Because the reference being the historic racist imagery. I mean, is that what it is? Is that how it started? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it started. And so I'm just trying to figure out how all of this began. And maybe you know. I don't know. Does Jeff know? Jeff's in Naples. Jeff, please turn down your radio, Jeff. If you don't mind. Okay.
Speaker. You're fine now.
There you go. So how does this work, Jeff? Do you know something about it?
Yeah, my grandfather was a doctor, and he used to, like all doctors way back when, were into photography a lot, and he had a lot of movies and stuff that we used to watch on his old, little Super 8 movie projector, and he actually had one that was taken somewhere in Africa, in the jungles, and they would actually pay the little, black indigenous people pretty good money. They would take the kids, they would put a harness around their waist and put them on end of a big, long fishing pole type thing where they're obviously their parents or whatever were holding the other end of it, and they would drop them into the water off the end of a boat, let them splash around, and when the alligators would come up to get it, their parents would quick dip them up out of the water, because then the alligators would actually fly up out of the water trying to get them, and the hunters would shoot the alligator. The most horrifying and hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Oh, it's horrific. But again, it goes back. But it goes back to, because the AP story references a 1923 Time magazine story, and let me see if I can find this. A 1923, and a link to Florida, and how they did the same thing in Florida, Chipley, Florida, to be exact. Now, it goes back to the original question, which is what I'm trying to get at here, Jeff, and maybe you know or don't know, and that's okay, because I don't either. Is that how this started at UF? That would be if that's true, that would be horrific. I would like to know who.
I mean, a gator chomping on anybody would be horrific.
And to think that
you are.
Well, of course, but the idea is that the University of Florida started this because that's the reason why. They said, "Hey, let's do this gator chomp because I saw a Super 8 movie once, like you're describing, or I remember it being done in Chipley, Florida." If that's true,
hey. How could they say it would be racial? What is the ethnic diversity of UF or most any other major college football program, basketball program, NFL, NBA? I mean,
well, they're not talking. Well, but that's not what we're talking about here. And in this instance, and thanks for the call. I appreciate it, Jeff. We're talking about the fact that they use this and was the genesis of the use of this gator bait chomp that reason. I don't know. Do you, Mike in Fort Myers, do you have any idea? Do you know anything about this?
No. All I can tell you is this: one of the best memories I ever had. I grew up in a little town called Stark, right up from Gainesville, and we used to slip away and go to the Gator Growl every year, which was the homecoming for the Gators.
Okay.
And I can never, from 1967 until I graduated in 1970, I can never remember any kind of referral that had to do with anything racial. It was always one team fighting against another and beating the other football team. And it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And this is just one more stupid thing to chip away to make us forget about our history.
Yeah.
And just erase fun things.
I have no idea, and thanks for the call. I mean, I shouldn't say I have no idea. I have a really good idea of how this came about. But you can't tell me that that's how this originated. In case you're just tuning in and you didn't hear about this, pretty big news yesterday is UF ends the gator bait cheer, citing racism, and that the university now is going to require students and faculty and staff to undergo racial bias training. So what you're suggesting is that the horrific, historic racist imagery of the gator chomp now, right this minute, we're not even talking about, I'm trying to figure out how to go here, but Jake, we're not even talking about some of what we've heard in the past. For maybe the past 10, 20 years, we've heard about Florida State, right? This is racist because they have their mascot Native American mascot and the whole the Florida State chop, right? There wasn't, the Washington Redskins and how that's racist. And, we've heard all about that. This one's new to me. Did anybody ever mention this in the past? Like, do you know the origin of how this came about? And the reason why we do this is because of, I never heard that. So I'm just, all right. Tom's in LaBelle wanted to comment on this as well. Tom, do you have any idea how this started?
Yeah, so there's a player that you should research, Lawrence Wright.
Go ahead, Jake.
American.
Jake, get on the Google machine. Lawrence Wright.
Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Lawrence Wright. I've been a season ticket holder at UF for years. Lawrence Wright played football at UF in the 90s. Lawrence Wright is who coined the phrase, if you're not a Gator, you're Gator bait, baby.
Okay.
And that's when it all took off. And now all of a sudden, it somehow turned to be a racist statement, although an African-American football player at the University of Florida is who coined the phrase.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Tom, we're going to look into this right now. We're going to get on the famous Google machine. Thanks, Tom. Is that right? Jake's looking at it right now. Is that correct?
Gator fans also remember Wright for leading the cheer. If you ain't a Gator, you must be Gator bait.
So he started it. What year was that?
1997.
1997. Okay. Is that why he did it? I mean, did he do it because he knew of the horrific, historic, racist imagery of doing that, and so that's why it was incorporated? You see where we're going here, and you see what's happening. And again, the cancel culture is going to find anything and everything that they possibly can find right now in this moment, while it's red hot or white hot. Which is hotter, white or red? It's the white hot. Is that? Am I allowed to say that? Is that? Anyway, white hot, right? Is hotter. Technically, something that's white hot is
hotter than red hot. Yeah.
Okay. While the topic is white hot, it's the time now to do this. It's the time now to start to find everything, every specific thing that you can find to dismantle, to take down, to change the meaning of. Didn't have that meaning at all to begin with. But here we are now. And what will be next? What will be next? All right, 239-479-5592. There is the phone number in the text line. Let's do it. Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD right now. You call in number, we'll make it 3. Call in number 3 right now, 239-479-5592. Third caller. We'll do that right now. We'll play Drew's College, and if you want to watch it, you can watch it streaming live right in front of your face on YouTube. Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, just like the third caller. Look at that. And please subscribe to the channel while you're on YouTube. We appreciate it. All right, let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute here. Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is slowing in Fort Myers on Cypress Lake heading west towards Summerlin Road. Also delays in Cape Coral southbound on Santa Barbara, of course, heading towards Cape Coral Parkway. In North Cape, still seeing a delay on Tropicana as well, heading west of Andalusia towards Nelson. North Fort Myers, we are congested on Pondella east towards Business 41. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
88 degrees for your Friday, 91 Saturday, 92 for your Father's Day, as we're going to have to factor in more rounds of our off and on scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel.
Drew Steele, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Your local 1-hour air conditioning and heating team is open and ready to serve you. AC isn't a luxury, but rather is essential to your life. Give our team a call at 844-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Businesses are starting to bounce back. But what if you could do better than that? What if you could adapt, deliver, and succeed in new ways with new customers? At Comcast Business, we're committed to helping you not just bounce back, but bounce forward with one of our best offers ever. Get a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution for only $29.95 a month for 3 months with a 2-year agreement. It'll help you stay ahead with a network you can count on, stay connected with 24/7 support, and thrive with flexible solutions that work wherever you are. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to find out more. Plus, ask about other offers to get a prepaid card worth up to $500. Comcast Business. Offer ends 6/22/2020. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 75 megabits internet and one voice mobility line customers. Early termination fee applies. After 3 months, enrollment in EcoBill and auto pay required. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra. Subject to change.
I'm Dean Eagle, and this is more than just another campaign ad. This is a promise. Communist China will be held accountable. They will pay for the crisis caused by the coronavirus pandemic. As Republican Majority Leader of the Florida House of Representatives, I fought alongside Governor DeSantis to ban sanctuary cities and pass E-Verify. Now, I'm asking for your vote so I can fight alongside President Trump in Congress. I'm Dane Eagle, and if I'm elected, I will call for a tribunal to put Communist China on trial, just like Nazi Germany after World War II. The world deserves the truth. What did China know? Was this an attack on the global economy? Was their intent to harm America? I will demand we get these answers. Nations affected by COVID-19 need to work together under American leadership to put Communist China on trial and uncover the truth. I'm Dane Eagle. I'm asking for your vote so I can hold Communist China accountable. That's a promise.
Paid for by Dane Eagle for Congress.
I'm Dane Eagle, and I approve this message.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Attention commercial building owners, the Flying Locksmiths of Southwest Florida are now open, specializing in automatic doors, access controls, and CCTV cameras. Visit them online at flyinglocksmiths.com. If it's on the door, we handle it.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
David's in Naples. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Drew.
It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics, sir. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, and we'll see if you were right all along. See what I did there?
Good, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we haven't started yet, though. Okay. But your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. We know that Governor Ron DeSantis, he's the governor right now. Do you remember who he beat to become the governor of the great state of Florida 2018? Who was that?
Rick Scott.
No, it was Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum is who he beat.
I thought you meant who he... Okay, gotcha. Yep.
Yeah. So that's okay. You misunderstood. I understand. Well, let's see if you get an associate's degree on this question. Hey, can you identify the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? Would you like multiple choice, or you just want to say it?
Nah, John Roberts.
Yeah, that's correct, sir. Ugh. I know. I keep thinking about what's going on with the Supreme Court. All right, so you got an associate's on that. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. This is an interesting. Think back. Who was the vice president in 1990? George H.W. Bush was the president. Who was the vice president?
That was Cheney?
No, it was Dan Quayle, 1990.
Oh, okay.
It was a different Bush, other Bush. But that's okay. All right, well, let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this one, and I'll give you a multiple choice. This is something we'll all learn something here. You ready? In 1775, you don't have to think that far back, but just think of your history book. 1775, the Second Continental Congress establishes the postal system, right? The post office, postal system. Who was the postmaster? Who did they choose to be the postmaster back in 1775? Was it Thomas Jefferson, C.W. Post, or Ben Franklin?
I think it was Ben Franklin.
It was. Look at you. Very good. C.W. Post. I think isn't that like a cereal? Post cereal?
That was a good one. Yeah.
I don't know, but it sure
But he was in his house, though. He was the postmaster.
Come on, you get a little drum roll for that one. There you go. By the way, just in case anybody is wondering, especially for Father's Day, it's a great gift. The greatest cereal of all time, the greatest breakfast cereal of all time, of course, David, is...
Please say Rice Krispies.
No, I'm sorry. It's actually Quisp. Quisp is actually the greatest breakfast cereal of all time. But that's okay. You did well today, even though you... Of course, that is subjective. You got yourself a bachelor's degree today on Drew's College. Look at Jake. Jake is actually disgusted that I even said that.
Almost turned your mic off.
All right. You got yourself the bachelor's. You get to talk to Jake. You get the diploma, and then you get to find out about prizes in the world of Rona. He'll explain everything coming up. So stay right there, okay?
Thanks, Drew.
All right. Thanks back at you. All right. Anyone? I've said this a million times on this program. I keep saying it because I want to make sure that everybody is understanding that Quisp is the greatest cereal of all time. Breakfast cereal. Is that the little alien on it? Little spinny thing on its head? No? Anyone? I'm on an island.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning want to let you know, look, your safety and your family's safety is their top priority. In the light of the current health and safety concerns, Zero Res wants to let you know about some of the procedures and preventative measures for added protection. Practicing safe social distancing while in your home. You can even leave or stay in another room and they can communicate with you by phone. How cool is that? Cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants between each job. The techs are wearing gloves and booties. They're supplementing the supply of products that are EPA-approved to clean and disinfect hard surfaces, and as an added preventive measure, at no additional fee, they're going to treat doorknobs with the EPA-approved hospital-grade disinfecting products. Look, the top priority is to create peace of mind by providing people with healthy, safe, clean home and work environments, and they're going to continue to do just that through this difficult time. Give them a call at 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376, or online at ZeroResSWFL.com. Spell it backwards or forwards, it still spells the same. ZeroRez.
Hey, Southwest Florida. Are you a realtor or a broker? Well, Bonafide provides complete real estate listing packages for any type of property. Our listing packages include 3D imaging, virtual walkthrough tours, photos, floor plans, aerials, and promotional videos, all packaged on your very own property website. We provide each realtor with fixed pricing and the best service in town. We also assist you with your online marketing. Included in your package are weekly viewing statistics. Call us today to custom tailor your listing package at 239-244-8086 or visit us on the web at bonafidemeasurements.com. When disaster strikes, whether fire, flood, or storm, and you need to file an insurance claim, remember, the more details you provide, the better the chance of getting your claim paid and paid timely. Bonafide's AIP program will list, photograph, and provide you with a secure file with all of your personal assets. All this peace of mind and security costs around 50 cents a square foot. Call Bonafide today at 239-244-8086 to schedule your AIP today.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
This is Corey Lazar with Wink News. The governor of New York State is considering having you quarantine if you fly to New York. This comes as coronavirus cases in Florida are on the rise. And now there's no quarantine requirement yet. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said he was advised to make a move like this, but he has not made a decision just yet. The Cape Coral woman accused of stabbing her mother to death was in court Thursday. A judge ordered Mariah Kelly no contact with her family and held on a $250,000 bond. Kelly told police the two got into an argument in the kitchen while doing dishes, and she stabbed her mother in the chest with a knife. The one-day-a-week watering restrictions ending today in Lee County. The South Florida Water Management District says over the last few weeks, we received enough rain to replenish our water supply. Any city watering restrictions still apply. A memorial service is scheduled for Monday in LaBelle for FWC officer Julian Keene, who was shot and killed last weekend. Visitation and funeral will be Saturday, June 27th in Immokalee. A new coronavirus site opening up in Fort Myers today. It's at the Roberto Clemente Park. Starting at 9 a.m., testing is available for anyone over the age of 18. Charlotte County will not have to pay back funds for Hurricane Charlie. Last year, FEMA asked the county to repay overpaid money from the hurricane. The county tells us it resolved the issue and closed out all claims from the storm. Now, Charlotte is waiting for more than $1.3 million from FEMA since the agency withheld payments for other disasters. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Traffic is slowing in Fort Myers on Cypress Lake heading west towards Summerlin Road. Also delays in Cape Coral southbound on Santa Barbara, of course, heading towards Cape Coral Parkway. In North Cape, still seeing a delay on Tropicana as well, heading west of Andalusia towards Nelson. North Fort Myers, we are congested on Pondella east towards Business 41. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Off and on, scattered showers and storms in the forecast for today with a combo of clouds and sunshine. It's going to be very warm and humid with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s to near 90. More of our summer scattered rain and storms as we highlight the weekend. Actually, Saturday is the first official day of summer, and it's going to be hot with temps in the 90s all the way towards Father's Day, as you would have to factor in more rounds of scattered rain and storms all the way towards next week as well. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Across the nation, America is moving forward, finding our footing, getting back on our feet. Life continues to open up. Businesses are getting back to business, and we are too. We know you rely on the Good Feet store to be there when you need us. We're open and ready to serve you. Our personally fit arch supports are designed to help alleviate, even eliminate, foot, knee, hip, and back pain, and provide comfort, balance, and support. The well-being of our customers, associates, and community is our highest priority. So, we've implemented new measures, procedures, and precautions, keeping your health and safety in the forefront. The Good Feet store is lending a hand to help America get back on its feet. And just as we have for a quarter century, we're helping to improve the quality of people's lives, 2 feet at a time.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
This is a last chance alert. It's happening. Publishers Clearinghouse is ready to award $5,000 a week for life in just days. Enter now at PCH.com and you could win $5,000 a week after week, for life. Don't miss this last chance to win $5,000 a week for life on June 30th. Enter at PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 6/25. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Is there a media war to stop President Trump? David Horowitz says there is, and the truth is in his new book, Blitz. David Horowitz reveals the names of the secret billionaires out to stop Trump. Donald Trump Jr. urges you to read Blitz. Mike Huckabee says it's Trump's victory plan. Get your copy of David Horowitz's Blitz, already a #1 Amazon bestseller. Or check out the free offer. Just call 800-NEWSMAX, 800-NEWSMAX, or go to Blitz411.com. Get Blitz today.
Listening to Fox News.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew, Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There's the Tri-Town Construction Talk and Text line. Streaming live on YouTube. We always are. You can watch the show. Just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and there we are. Please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate it. We always appreciate a visit, as a matter of fact, with Congressman Michael Waltz, who's, of course, Florida District 6. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of exciting things going on in the area of the congressman, and even in Jacksonville that we're going to talk about. He may know a thing or two about Jacksonville. Congressman, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Great. And exciting things going on with the president. We had him down for the Daytona 500 with the presidential limo circling the track with the stock cars behind him. And then we were able to have him down for the SpaceX launch. And, man, we are just so thrilled now to get the RNC convention in Florida and in my hometown of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So North Carolina's loss, our gain.
Yeah, you bet. No, we're excited, and we're looking forward to it. And I think it's maybe you could speak to this. I find it amusing how it seems like now more than ever the state of Florida is under attack when you're talking about the narrative that COVID-19, the cases are spiking up, Congressman. It's awful. And as a matter of fact, what an irresponsible president of the United States to have the RNC in Jacksonville. I mean, we're talking about grounds. Calm down. Everybody has to relax for a minute. I mean, you see that, right? You probably hear the same thing and how over the top it has become.
Yeah, it's day in and day out,
Yeah.
and the media is determined to fit the facts into its agenda and its narrative. They've said since day one, Florida was going, which has a bigger population than New York,
right,
that Florida was going to be like New York. But instead, we have a governor that made common sense decisions. We figured out quickly who the virus was affecting in our older population and those with underlying conditions, and he focused the resources there.
Yeah.
Unlike, the exact opposite of what Cuomo did. But, yeah, they've said from day one that he was wrong. Mayor Curry up in Jacksonville, who opened our beaches, that he was wrong. And, look, the thing I focus on, and I just encourage everybody to keep focusing on, hospitalization rates and deaths.
Yes.
And although everyone is tragic, where I live in St. Johns County, we've had 7. Just to the north of us in Duval County, where the convention will be held, we've had 50. And look, there are far more that are coming from not getting your cancer treatment, heart treatment, addiction, opioid abuse. Suicide has spiked because of all the unemployment. And we just have to take that holistic picture, and they need to start reporting the facts. And even if there's different interpretations of the facts, to fairly report those rather than just driving their agenda and driving hysteria.
Yeah, and it is outrageous that this is happening. There's a willing media that goes along with it here, even in the state, probably even in Jacksonville, in the area. There's probably a willing media locally that would have no problem.
Completely.
Yeah, reporting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what drives me nuts, Drew, is they have completely moved the goalpost.
Yeah.
The goal with the shutdowns always were, let's flatten the curve so that our hospital system can withstand it. They can get the PPE in place. They can get the ventilators and the bed space in place. Well, we've done all of that. That's done now.
Right.
And so now it's time to figure out how to live with this in a responsible way until we get a vaccine. But now they've moved the goalpost of total shutdown until we have a vaccine, which isn't sustainable. And everybody making those decisions are getting a government paycheck.
Yeah.
That's the point I keep making.
Yeah.
But our restaurants, our hotels, and everybody that is thrilled to have this business. And heck, I'll take the DNC convention too. I won't listen to any of it, but I'll take their business. The dollar spends the same. So, I'll take them in Jacksonville as well.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's and to the point that we're trying to make right now, and we're talking about with Representative Michael Waltz, Congressman for Florida District 6. I'm looking on Twitter right now, and in the U.S., the number one trending is as a Floridian, which of course is going against the governor of the state, going against what's happening with the virus and the uptick. And it just speaks to exactly what we're talking about and how it's really over the top. And I will say this, too, before we move on. I'm not going to be surprised, and I'm just putting this out there for everyone and possibly for you. Maybe you've even thought about this, but I will guarantee you that after the convention is over, somebody will make the claim that there's some kind of contact trace from somebody that was at the RNC that because of this president, that there is some kind of spread or uptick that will be claimed. And I find it humorous that people are talking about all the uptick in the state and how much coronavirus is out there. Anybody talking about the possibility that it could have been protests? Maybe the protests in the state did it? Did anybody say anything like? I wonder if that could be the case, Congressman. Anybody want to bring? No, we can't bring that part up, can we?
Yeah, so you won't see this after the convention. You're going to see it after the Saturday, after the president has a rally in Tulsa. Even though,
true.
They have screening, hand washing stations, sanitizer, handing out masks. Right, we have to move forward as a country, and you're going to see that this weekend. And of course, the protests won't make a single headline. The final piece on Florida is the vast majority are concentrated in Southeast Florida. But, whenever the media talks about Florida, they talk about the entire state as though it's South Beach, Miami.
Yeah.
And so, look, if they need to take additional measures, then fine. There is a role for local government here, not this one size fits all, but that's what they want so that they can be, just throw stones at the president.
Yeah. Congressman, I got to tell you, and I know you probably can speak to this directly because you're trying to do something there in D.C. about it. I am really upset and worried about our heroes, our police officers, those that are out there risking their lives each and every day, the way they are being treated, this notion of defunding police departments, dismantling the police departments. And then not only that, but even what we heard last night on Tucker Carlson, that the officer in Atlanta, for example, his stepmother fired from her job because of her relationship with him. The doxing taking place, the ancillary things that are happening that those on in this mob mentality that's out there that is ready to go after anybody and everybody, and especially our police departments. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
Yeah, no, So two things. Number one, for all of our men and women in blue out there, know that Congressman Mike Waltz has your back. I have your six, and we are there. The vast majority, 99.999%, that are stepping between the bad guys in our communities day in and day out. When you strap on that badge, we support you and we appreciate you.
Yep.
The second piece is the legislation that just came out of the Senate. I am supporting. I think when we do have bad cops, we need to not allow them to hop from state to state. They need to be held accountable. Justice needs to be served. That's fine. But at the end of the day, they need more resources, more training, more ability to keep these databases, not less. Just the defunding movement is just nuts. It's insane, and it's bad policy for the very communities these people seek or purport to serve. But this is mob rule, and to go after a man's family before an even investigation was done.
Right.
He was charged before even a basic investigation was done. Is the exact opposite of due process.
Yeah, and what the DA did was outrageous in every way, shape, and form, in every step of what was happening. Talk about tainting a jury pool, talking about putting horrific comments out there and setting the stage up for what's going to be a difficult situation. It's
And Drew, just one more thing. I love how, I'm being sarcastic, how Pelosi, Schumer, and others just a month ago in Washington were pounding the table about more money for states on how dare us lay off or be forced to let go of police officers and first responders. And now that's exactly what they want to do, which is defund. I mean, it's just the height of hypocrisy.
Yeah. No
surprise coming out of D.C., though.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And I would say, I would half jokingly say and seriously say, look, Democrats, if you want to own this, if you want to own defund the police, go ahead. If you want to talk about dismantling police departments and a holistic approach and a new approach, and you want to own that, you go ahead and own it. But I have to be honest, I don't even want them to even think about this because of the dangers that you're putting the American people in. It's not, like, I don't even want to be that flippant because that's dangerous, and I don't even want them to do this. I don't want them to.
I absolutely agree. This isn't the time. This isn't a topic. It's not a time for politics. I've heard people say, "Well, this will be good for Republicans in the end."
No.
I don't think it's good for us as Americans.
No,
I'm absolutely glad you're saying that.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that that you would agree with that. Representative Michael Waltz joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Boy, there's certainly a lot to discuss as far as our heroes. You know, we talk about police. We also talk about our military. I know that you certainly go to bat for our military. And something that was something you talked about just recently, I believe, because I was talking to my friend Kevin Derby at FloridaDaily.com and about on-base housing and something that you were talking. Can you explain a little bit about what this is all about?
Yeah, we're introducing a bill this week to improve the conditions for on-base housing for our military members. Here's what's happened over the last couple of decades is the military, which I think rightly has gotten out of the business of being landlords and they had government run housing on these bases. They outsourced it to a variety of private contractors to run and maintain those homes on base. But there has been a whole host of problems, everything from mold to, repair calls being unanswered, and other issues. So we're cleaning that up, and we're creating transparency with these contracts so that people know what these contractors have signed up to do, and then they can have a mechanism to report these folks when they're not doing their jobs. At the end of the day, Drew, we need our military members focused on their missions overseas, focused on keeping America safe, and not worried. When I've been downrange as a Green Beret, the last thing I need to worry about is whether my family back home, can get something fixed in the kitchen or has mold, making them sick. I need to be focused on taking down Al Qaeda, not back home. And that's what this bill will seek to do. And that's the least we can do for those that are willing to step up and, if necessary, die for this country.
Yeah.
And so really proud of getting that legislation through, and then we'll get it through the defense bill. And this is all despite the fact that Pelosi has kept us out of session. The Senate is in session. The White House is there. The federal government is at work and trying to do so safely. But Speaker Pelosi is deliberately keeping us out of session. It's all about power.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah. Well, she's busy, Congressman. I mean, she's taking pictures off walls and things and stuff. And,
right.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, she's got a lot on her plate, sir. She's got a lot on her plate, so we got to. All right, that's a whole other show.
I'm trying to resist mentioning ice cream in California, but
we don't. Yeah, you know what? It's another day and another show. Anyway, all right, Congressman. Listen, I always appreciate a few minutes. We'll do this again soon. Representative Michael Waltz joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. We'll see you soon. Okay, all the best.
We'll keep up the fight. Thanks so much, and have a great weekend.
All right, you do the same. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute right now. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic slowing in Estero on Three Oaks north of Estero Parkway. Nothing too bad, just a little slowdown. If you want the faster option, stick to 41. Also eastbound bumper to bumper on Corkscrew, east of 41 for a quarter mile. Northbound delays building on 41 as well, heading towards Bonita Beach Road. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
88 degrees for your Friday, 91 Saturday, 92 for your Father's Day, as we're going to have to factor in more rounds of our off and on scattered storms. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Hearing about a lot of chlorine, everybody. Hearing a lot of chlorine and water around Southwest Florida. Max, my buddy over at Pelican Water Systems, is saying, seems like there's an uptick in the amount of chlorine in your water. Is that you? Is your chlorine smell in your water just driving you crazy? Maybe the chemicals? Maybe the fact that your family's drinking it, you're showering in it. Enough. Just go ahead and call them. Call Max. Schedule your free, no-obligation Pelican water test right now. They don't have to come in your home to test the water. They have a zero-contact option, and you can see exactly what's in in your water, right? You might not even like what you find. But look, with a Pelican water system, city or well water, you're going to love the way now that your water tastes. Your family's going to love it as well. Both salt and salt-free systems, so you're going to love not lugging in those bags of salt. And of course, you're going to love not hassling with buying bottled water, right? So for your free zero-contact Pelican water test, give Max a call. 239-880-7799. Tell him Drew Steele told you to call. 239-880-7799. Look, there's never any pressure. You can schedule online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company, but all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, almost 3 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free total inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free total inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free total inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1331790.
Ah, eating dinner in your underwear? Honey, put some clothes on. Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home. And due to these difficult times, we have extended our no diagnostic fees, no trip charges, no strings. Visit FloridaCoolToday.com to schedule. Carrier, turn to the experts.
As our state representative, Ray Rodriguez has always been the conservative we could count on. Now, Ray wants to take his conservative record to the Florida Senate. Ray Rodriguez fought to end illegal immigration in Florida. He helped ban sanctuary cities and fought alongside Governor DeSantis to protect our jobs by passing E-Verify. Ray will continue to fight to ensure those in our country illegally will not find sanctuary in our state. When it came to protecting the right to life, no one was more pro-life than Ray Rodriguez. In Florida's Senate, Ray will continue the fight to protect the unborn. And when Donald Trump needed him the most, Ray was there. As one of Florida's members of the Electoral College, Ray stood strong against Hillary Clinton and the Democrats when they tried to steal the election by flipping electors. In the Florida Senate, Ray will always support President Trump and his plan to keep America great. Ray Rodriguez has always been a conservative we could count on. Now, we need him in the Florida Senate. Paid by Ray Rodriguez, Republican, for the Florida Senate.
A leaky roof is never a good thing, especially when it's only a year old.
It couldn't be happening. The roof is only a year old.
Like so many homeowners in Southwest Florida, this family got a new roof after a hurricane damaged the old one. But just a year later, it leaks, and the contractors filed for bankruptcy.
How am I going to know if that roofer actually fixes it? I don't even know what to do.
But Wink News does. Solving contractor complaints. Tonight on Wink News at 6.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Stay right, 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592, the phone number and the text line. Listen, the left cares about you more than you even care about yourself. They do. They do. The left in this country cares more about you than even you. They just want to make sure you're taken care of. They believe in government as the only means, the only way to be able to cure the ills that you have in your life. And they're very, very, very compassionate. Very, I use very twice, maybe even 3 times, 4 times. Just ask Governor Whitmer, big lib there in the state of Michigan, got a laid off healthcare worker in Detroit. Walks up to her and talks about his struggles to receive some unemployment benefits there in the state. This was an interesting conversation.
I'm a laid off healthcare worker. Okay, I haven't received none of my benefits yet. Okay, is there any possible way that you could maybe put my name in the problem?
Yeah. She's like, oh, okay, you're struggling with your unemployment benefits and you've been laid off. Okay. Want a hot dog? Compassion. You interested in a hot dog? Okay. Can you move over a little bit? Okay. That's the kind of leadership we. 239-479-5590. I don't know. It's all. Jake is like, that didn't just happen, did it? Yeah, it just happened. All right, we've got Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, joining us in a few more minutes. We're going to go over some of the big stories of the day. Andrew Cuomo is the governor of the state of Florida, of the state of New York, and he's telling Floridians, listen, you guys kept us out of the state of Florida, the 14-day thing. We had this big pandemic going on, and we were concerned about bringing in New Yorkers when they were coming in and how it was out of control, the pandemic in the state of New York. Oh, you got a little uptick going on right now? Yeah, well, maybe we'll do the same to... Really? You're going to do the same to Floridians now? Now Floridians are going to have a 14-day waiting period after they arrive in New York? Is that what you're planning on doing? Really? Okay, says the person who had policies in place that would put COVID-positive patients back in nursing homes, thereby the lives of so many being at risk and lost. And yeah, he said that.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
If you're far from water, you might think a flood can't happen to you. But the truth is, there are hidden risks that can leave your property vulnerable, like runoff from new development, changing weather patterns, and even wildfires. But if you have flood insurance, you have peace of mind, knowing that you can recover faster. Protect the life you've built. Visit floodsmart.gov/storm to learn more. Brought to you by FEMA and its National Flood Insurance Program.
This week at Rockstar Harley, buy any pre-owned Harley and get a $1,500 gift card. Finance specialists on site to get you approved. Get a $1,500 gift card with a purchase of any pre-owned Harley at Rockstar Harley now through Sunday. Gift card may be used for the purchase of a new Harley motorcycle.
Home is truly where the heart is. CFS Roofing Services understands that. When I saw what CFS did for my neighbor's roof, I called them. Everyone was professional, and owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. It's obvious they care.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
Come in today where Kia is committed to accelerating the good on a 2020 Kia Sportage from only $23,900 with no payments for 120 days and 0% interest for 75 months. Through Kia Motors Finance with approved credit. Not all buyers will qualify. $1,389 per month for $1,000 financed at 72 months. See dealer for details plus tax and dealer fee. Offer expires 6/30/20. Check us out online anytime at airportkianaples.com.
Airport Kia.
One thing we've all learned from this devastating pandemic is that preparedness provides protection. Hurricane forecasters are calling for an above-average season this year. So now is the time to take steps to protect your home from Mother Nature's worst. Hi, I'm Keith from Storm Shield. Our mission at Storm Shield is to provide the very best storm protection available and to make the process as easy as possible. Don't take it from me, though. Listen to what our customers say or check out our testimonials online at SwFL.com.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Channel. Storm Shield Windows, they were the only company that had the hurricane windows that we were looking for. Our best decision we made was purchasing Storm Shield windows.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%. And our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
For over 20 years, the Good Feet store has been helping people with foot pain get back to doing what they love without their feet getting in the way. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers.
Joe Biden takes a lead over President Trump in a new poll out.
Latest Fox News poll showing the former vice president leading President Trump by 12 points nationally. The poll also shows that nearly 2/3 of Biden's supporters are motivated by fear that the president will win re-election.
Fox's Dakin McDowell. Meanwhile, a former candidate weighs in on the vice presidential ticket.
Senator Amy Klobuchar, who was considered a strong vice presidential candidate, told MSNBC she's withdrawn from consideration because she believes it's time to pick an African American, saying it could heal our nation.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. And a study out in Nature Medicine says COVID-19 antibodies may only last 2 to 3 months, especially in those who didn't show symptoms when they were infected, though a paper published in the journal Nature suggests even low levels may be enough to thwart the virus. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
This is Corey Lazar with Wink News. The governor of New York State is considering having you quarantine if you fly to New York. This comes as coronavirus cases in Florida are on the rise. And now there's no quarantine requirement yet. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said he was advised to make a move like this, but he has not made a decision just yet. The Cape Coral woman accused of stabbing her mother to death was in court Thursday. A judge ordered Mariah Kelly no contact with her family and held on a $250,000 bond. Kelly told police the two got into an argument in the kitchen while doing dishes, and she stabbed her mother in the chest with a knife. The one-day-a-week watering restrictions ending today in Lee County. The South Florida Water Management District says over the last few weeks we received enough rain to replenish our water supply. Any city watering restrictions still apply. A memorial service is scheduled for Monday in LaBelle for FWC officer Julian Keene, who was shot and killed last weekend. Visitation and funeral will be Saturday, June 27th in Immokalee. A new coronavirus site opening up in Fort Myers today. It's at the Roberto Clemente Park. Starting at 9 a.m., testing is available for anyone over the age of 18. Charlotte County will not have to pay back funds for Hurricane Charlie. Last year, FEMA asked the county to repay overpaid money from the hurricane. The county tells us it resolved the issue and closed out all claims from the storm. Now, Charlotte is waiting for more than $1.3 million from FEMA since the agency withheld payments for other disasters. I'm Corey Lazar, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic slowing in Estero on Three Oaks north of Estero Parkway. Nothing too bad, just a little slowdown. If you want the faster option, stick to 41. Also eastbound bumper to bumper on Corkscrew, east of 41 for a quarter mile. Northbound delays building on 41 as well, heading towards Bonita Beach Road. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Off and on, scattered showers and storms in the forecast for today with a combo of clouds and sunshine. It's going to be very warm and humid with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s to near 90. More of our summer scattered rain and storms as we highlight the weekend. Actually, Saturday is the first official day of summer, and it's going to be hot with temps in the 90s all the way towards Father's Day, as you would have to factor in more rounds of scattered rain and storms all the way towards next week as well. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports. You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Trade in and trade up. Over $500,000 in trade-in assistance up for grabs at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, 0 down, $159 per month. 2020 Kia Sorento LX lease, 0 down, $259 per month. Plus, at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers, you can drive interest-free up to 72 months and worry-free for 100,000 miles. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. If you've got $500 down and you make at least $500 per week, Our lenders can get you approved. At Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36-month lease is 10,000 miles per year, 0 to signing plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months, 0 APR with 0 down, lender approval.
We are Moran Wealth Management. Passionate about learning what's important to you and your family. Personable, with 24 professionals dedicated to attentive, customized service and focused on client relationships. Performance-driven. As part of Barron's top 1,200 advisors, Tom Moran, founder, CEO, and senior PIM portfolio manager, is Florida's highest-ranked advisor for 2019. Call 239-920-4440 today or visit MoranWealthManagement.com. Moran Wealth Management. Passionate, personable, performance-driven. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Father's Day came around, my girlfriend went, "What do you want for Father's Day?" And I went, "I don't want anything, don't even worry about it, I don't want anything." And she goes, "Come on, you gotta have something." I said, "Honestly, I don't want anything." And she goes, "Come on." And I went, "It's my money, just don't touch it, just leave my money alone." How hard is this? How about for 24 hours you don't touch my money? That would be a gift. That's why every single father has that one Father's Day gift that they cherish. It's like a ceramic mug that the kid made in school where the handle's too big and it says, "I heart Dad." And they keep that for 20 years, this mug. And do you want to know why they like it? Every now and again they look at it and go, "That cost me nothing, that mug."
That's not very nice. All right, enough of that. That's awful. But Jake thought that was pretty hysterical. You like that one, don't you?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. All right, speaking of pretty good, no, very good, no, excellent, no, amazing.
What are we getting? Brunch? Is it? It's Martini Day. I know that. Are we having some Bombay Sapphire very dry martinis this morning?
Is that what we use? Is that how that works?
Yeah, very dry, 3 olives. Just get the vermouth in the same zip code. Don't put it in there.
Is it, okay. Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. What a way to start off our Friday segment with the talk of a little martini. Shaken, not stirred, or I like it shaken. You want it shaken with a little bit of...
Yeah.
And you pour a little bit of the olive juice in there, don't you?
No, I don't like the dirty martinis. Just let the olive rest in there. Why mess with perfection? You know,
I don't know. I just because it's asking for it. It's just staring me in the face, asking for trouble.
Do not gild the lily, my friend. Shakespeare was correct.
Yes, he
was.
was.
Leave it alone.
Yeah,
he was.
I saw the other day. I saw some. I don't know if it was on the History Channel or something from a few years ago, where they took the death masks of individuals like Abraham Lincoln and some others, and I think Shakespeare was one as well. And they did these 3D images to create real faces of them with pores and all, and so they could see. Yeah, it was fascinating. It was really it was interesting, and Shakespeare was one of them. And I thought Shakespeare was sort of like a nom de plume. I thought it wasn't even a real person.
The Bard of Avon was quite the guy. Now, he may have had help, just the way James Patterson will occasionally put out a book and there'll be a second name associated with it. You know, it was a different time. But I believe Shakespeare was a guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is an interesting start to the segment. What did you want to touch on today? Would you like to touch on, let's say, oh boy, there's so many things. Do you want to get upset, as we all are, about the DACA decision yesterday? Do you want to talk about the COVID upticks in certain areas that maybe we might want to question, especially when Governor Cuomo was saying, hey, if you're from Florida, you can't come here without us holding you back maybe. There's a possibility there, you know.
Well, Cuomo and his alleged nipple rings are just a source of much irritation for
Now, wait a minute.
people up here.
Do you want to tell everybody? Do I just let that? No, wait, Jake. I should just let that slide, right? Never mind. Just let it slide. Let it
Google
slide.
it, people. Put it in the Google machine. You'll see it yourself.
Do not put it in the Google machine. No.
New York governor.
No.
We've gone from Shakespeare to this. Never so fair or foul a day have I seen. Yes,
a ring on yours. Okay. Anyway, stop.
Anyway, so yeah, I think Cuomo's distracting because he's in such hot water. He went from being the darling. They talked about him replacing Joseph Robinette Biden on the ticket.
Yeah.
They loved him so much, and today will be his final daily press conference. Thank you, Jesus. But all of the stuff about what happened with the people, what happened with the seniors who were forced in the nursing homes to be shoved in with all the people who had the COVID, and they didn't follow the CDC guidelines. So he's in trouble. He's trying to distract. He's saying, well, maybe we'll just put you people on a 2-week quarantine. You know, it's George Costanza again. The ocean called. They're run out of, the jerk store called. They're running out of you, Governor. Anyway, it's that's a good one. I'm more upset about something that I just heard about, and I try to see both sides of every argument. That's where you try to be fair and balanced.
Yep.
The Tulsa mayor last night imposed a curfew around the area where the Trump rally is being held.
Oh, no way.
They ordered the police to go in and clear it's like a 5-block ring around the area. And now people have been there since last Saturday camping out. It's not like an occupied zone. They don't have dumpsters burning. They're waiting to get in because there's 1 million people who want in and 19,000 tickets. So last night, the mayor, who is a Republican, put out this notice. Now, talking with our friend Elizabeth Harrington of the campaign, she points out, and I think correctly so, there is concern that there will be nefarious actors who are going to be there among those people who may be camping out there for several days. And they could be setting up to do bad things. So the cops are going in looking for gasoline generators, whatever shouldn't be there, but they're also clearing it out, which is, why now? Why? And the curfew goes until Sunday evening. So it's quite obvious what they're doing.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there are a lot of things that have been happening. That, by the way, Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, is joining us. OPELKA. If you want to go visit the website, make sure you do. There are a lot of things that are happening like that, where it's almost like what's happening. For example, I'm looking at this story about, maybe you heard about UF, the University of Florida, the big thing here in the state of Florida, University of Florida, and the gator chop. And, we do the gator chop, and now that's racist because apparently all these years that they've been doing it at the university, all of a sudden now they discover that there may be racism involved with the chop.
It's not that, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I am regularly, and I hear it from my wife regularly. It's not so much the chop, because the chop, we've all done it, but it's the song that the band was playing called Gator Bait. And there is a history of some pretty awful racist artwork that features black people being used as alligator bait. And so there is that. It's not the gator chop, you put your hands out and you make the jaws. It's the song. And so while there hasn't been any proven racism connected to the song, there are some bad people who've done a lot of stupid and awful things with that term.
Well, then why not just stop the song but keep the chop? You can't. I mean, there's no. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that there once it's out there, once it's the something is tainted with the words racism. And once it's out there, that's it. It's over. It's done. You can't. There's no way you can defend it. You can't, because it's already out. How long you been beating your wife, Congressman? It's already out there. It's just done. And so how do you defend? And you can't even look at it honestly and say, well, wait a minute, that's not what this is about, and that's not how this is, and the imagery is not, that's not what we meant to do. And how did you even come up with this? Because I don't think anybody even realized this. This had to pop up.
Well, how did Snap, Crackle, and Pop become racist?
Yeah, is that so? Are they going to?
Well, they're looking into it now. They're considering it because there's an outrage.
Yeah.
Over this. And you know what's going to happen? You're going to remove all of the spokespeople, representatives that offend people, and then you're going to be left with the Quaker Oats guy. and then people are going to say, how come the only spokes guy on any product is a white guy?
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to be.
Yeah, it's just
doesn't make any
yeah,
sense.
it doesn't. All right, some of the other things. What are the other things that are tickling the Apelka fancy lately?
Well, is it just me, or is Amy Klobuchar showing that the Democrats really are 180 degrees away from what Dr. King taught us and dreamt about?
Tell me more.
Well, Klobuchar was on MSNBC last night, and she announced that she is, in fact, not going to be a candidate in the Veep stakes.
Right.
She's pulling herself out of that, and she was smart because she wasn't going to get it because of what she did or didn't do in Minnesota when she could have had that cop removed. There were 10 reports against him when she was the prosecutor. She could have gotten rid of him.
Right.
So that was going to block her. So she came out last night and said, I think it's time. I think it's time for us. I might even have it here if you want to hear it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Let me tell you this, after what I've seen in my state, what I've seen across the country, this is a historic moment, and America must seize on this moment. And I truly believe, as I actually told the vice president last night when I called him, that I think this is a moment to put a woman of color on that ticket. And there are so many incredibly qualified women. But if you want to heal this nation right now, my party, yes, but our nation, this is sure a hell of a way to do it.
So she's saying that Joe Biden must select a woman of color. That must be the defining characteristic of his vice presidential nominee. And, you know, I kind of flash back to Dr. King in the dream speech.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Yeah, I had a dream too. Isn't it interesting that the party that so often evokes Dr. King, and Sharpton's going to have that march again this summer on 8/28 on the anniversary, is now demanding that color be the deciding factor?
Yeah, I'm just thinking that you know what not only what else is coming, like what other things that will be demanded, other things that will have to happen at this moment in our history, how now we're going to have to re-examine and look, and things have to change, and when this stops, like when the pendulum flips, because we've talked about this, that pendulum that swings, that, you know, when we look at the Supreme Court and the decisions that were made, and how sooner or later that pendulum comes back, and it won't be a quote unquote conservative court. It's not. I mean, John Roberts proved it now. It's not a conservative court. John Roberts apparently maybe was not a conservative ever. Maybe he led people on to believe that. But once hitting the court, you know, forget about that idea that Barack Obama has to have something on John Roberts because of that whole issue with the court deciding Obamacare, and he's got it. No, not apparently not. This was always the way he was working and thinking, and it doesn't make a difference. But that pendulum, Mike, it's got to swing back sooner or later.
It will. It will swing back. We'll see it swing back, and it's going to happen. And you know, I was upset about the Roberts decision, but I also think that they didn't shut it down. You know, I think that there was some work being done here. I don't like the political theater that, like, Tom Cotton saying he's inviting the Chief Justice to resign. I think that's a little overblown. And I think Lindsey Graham framed it correctly, saying we should go back in and rework it. They gave us a chance. Let's go back and redo the homework and do it right.
Yeah, do it.
So let's see that. I think that's of interest.
Yeah.
So, I'm just hopeful that reason will come back. I'm going to quote something from Greta Van Susteren.
Oh,
you remember her?
I do.
Yeah, she's somebody I follow. We have a little back and forth on Twitter all the time. I think she's really a journalist, and she came up with a theory on Wednesday. And she said, I really hope no matter what happens, no matter who gets elected in this fall, in November, I hope we have a landslide, because that will be a statement to the government, to the people in Washington and all over government, that we are not as divided as they want to think we are, or they want us to think we are. And while I'm hoping it's Donald Trump, she makes a really good point.
Yeah.
And that we, the people, so often tell the government what to do and how to do it. They don't always listen, but this election is a chance for us to do just that.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. If we get to it, I mean, it's not only Father's Day, but it's also the end of the world, right? Isn't this another one of the end of the world weekends that we've had?
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. Somebody checked the Mayan calendar again and said, there was a typo in the one we were looking at before, and it really wasn't back then. Now this weekend is the end of the world. So, check your Mayan calendars, and you were supposed to set them back a few decades, but it's the end of the world. But yeah, it's ticking me off because I just had gotten my $1 billion idea finished. I was ready to unleash my product on the world.
What is it?
Hello, Shark Tank. Where are you? It's the Joe Biden alarm clock.
You have it? Did you do it?
Yes, I've got a little figure of Joe Biden, and you set the alarm. Unfortunately, you can't set it before 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
It won't go off before 10 o'clock in the morning, and it defaults to snooze. That's the way it goes. Okay. Yeah, so let me set it for 8:54 here. Let's see if we can get Joe. Here he is. He pops up and
wake up.
I'm up.
Get to work.
Joe, I'm at work.
There's so much more to be done.
And there it is, the Joe Biden alarm clock, ladies and gentlemen. It's so handy.
Oh, that's perfect.
Can you believe that actually was how he ended his speech in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania 2 days ago?
It was awkward when you see it. It's so awkward. It was just, was there anybody there? Was he alone?
Yeah. No. There were immediate friends and family.
Yeah.
But there was a lukewarm round of applause that followed him saying thank you and closing up his speech booklet. But it's just so amazing to me that the whole purpose of his speech is to get everybody fired up and ready to go. And he's like, so much work to do. He's suddenly become Eeyore, from Winnie the Pooh.
If we just had, we just need the voice, the fluffiness, and a jar of honey. And there you go. And some, and my son, because my son, he loves, he's a big Pooh fan. And just a big, and Andy Griffith. It's a whole other story. He won't stop. He just won't stop watching Andy Griffith every day. I come home and he's watching Andy Griffith.
That's what better example when the town drunk has his own key to the jail.
That's right.
It's a great lesson for your kid to learn here on Martini Day.
That's it. There you go, on Martini Day. All right, Michael Pelka, we got to run. Always great to have you on, and have a fantastic weekend. And we'll talk next week.
I hope so.
Yes, we will.
Get to work. There's so much more to be done.
All right, Joe.
All right.
See you, brother.
We'll see you later. All right, and a very, very happy Father's Day to all you dads out there, and just a special weekend, and take time to spend time with your dad if you can. Take time to speak to your dad if you're able, and if not, certainly remember the good times and reflect and just have some fun this weekend. All right, let's find out what's going on with the remainder of our forecast with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
For this afternoon, very warm, humid, mid to upper 80s to near 90, as we would see the development of off and